Ad.
I didn't do the countdown! Keep yelling, guys!
Too late.
Welcome, everyone, to the Rock Coliseum! I totally messed up the start because OBS glitched out on me, but I don't care!
Oh, no.
Thank you guys so much for coming out here. Hopefully everyone can hear us. Okay, I am getting that everyone's going deaf. So it works, guys. We turned everyone off right at the very beginning. Thank you guys so much for coming out. This is kind of a special video. I've never been able to do a live stream very often. I only did one, and that was with a jerk face, and I don't want to talk about the first time I did one. But now I'm here with 3 good people, so that's what actually makes it kind of nice. So, this is the Rock Coliseum. Before we get the rules and everything that goes down for that, let's introduce ourselves, and we'll just go around the horn. Mark, if you'd like to introduce yourself first.
Sure. My name's Mark. I'm the host of Spectrum Pulse. I talk about music, movies, art, and culture. Got my weekly series, Billboard Breakdown, where I discuss all the insanity that happens on the Billboard Hot 100. Also tend to have my Resonator series. I talk about random stuff that, well, not really random stuff, but older records that I'm exploring a genre in detail. Also do movie reviews, top 10s alike, and I'm finally happy to hop on board with these 3 guys. So, down the horn. Next.
Awesome. Okay, John, go ahead for it. Introduce yourself.
What's up, everyone? John from ARTV, also Beyond ARTV. I review music, album reviews, song reviews, weekly countdown series like 7 on Sunday where I talk about my favorite and least favorite things, and yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. Crash, go for it.
My name is Crash Thompson, and I'm here because I was told there'd be free food. What the hell?
Why don't you go outside and sit on your doorstep and wait for someone to bring you food? I promise we'll be here waiting for you to come back.
I'm Crash Thompson. I host The Rock Critic. Again, reviews, retrospectives. I also review the occasional video game. I just released a review on the new God of War that came out last month. But yeah, I review rock and music and stuff, and special thanks to Luke for having me up here on the stream. This is going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to this.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
You guys are in for a treat.
Yes, and my name's Luke Spencer. I host Rocked. You can see my videos right now on the channel you're already watching and tuned into. Please subscribe. It only takes 1 click, and it means so much for my self-esteem. I don't want to have to go tell my parents that no one subscribed to me again today. However, I also host different videos, top 10s, Billboard Gets Rocked, album reviews, band interviews, festival coverage, and Regretting the Past. Yes, I'm going to do another Regretting the Past. For the love of God, stop asking me every day. However, this is a good thing because we're all here now. So, 2 things I want to get out of the way. Number 1, super chats are welcome. They are not encouraged. Don't feel like you have to. They will be all read at the end of the video. So that way we make sure we catch them all. That way no one gets missed. So if you're going to do a super chat, feel free at any time. We are going to read through them all at the end of the video. Number 2, thank you guys again for being here. Really appreciate it. So, what is the Rock Coliseum? Well, just like in olden times, we as the 4, how do you want to say this? The leaders of Rome? I think that's a good...
that's appropriate.
Yeah, okay. See, they gave the thumbs up and thumbs down to the different warriors that entertained in the arena. Sometimes if they got the thumbs up, they were allowed to live and fight another day. If they got the thumbs down, they were killed in some brutal, awful way. All the cheering fans. And you're the cheering fans, and that's what makes it hilarious. But who are the actual combatants? Well, that's where everyone in the chat room comes in. This is where you guys tune in and type out different bands, rock, alternative, metal, indie, folk, anything in that really realm. It doesn't have to be new. It could be an old band also. The only thing we ask is that it's someone that we actually know who they are. If I was already talking to these guys, if you suggest a name like Zack and the Zacktones, some northern New Zealand band that no one's ever heard of that plays on pan flutes and pots, it's not going to spark that good of conversation because we don't know who they are or what music they play. So
still gets 7.9 on Pitchfork.
Okay, well, that was written by Zack of Zack and the Zacktones on that Pitchfork album review. So of course it's going to be a little bit higher. So I think you guys get the point. I already see names coming in. So thank you very much. I think you guys get the idea. Again, super chats are welcome, but they will be read at the end. Hopefully you guys are. Thank you guys again. Also, really appreciate it. So. Are my other 3 of the 4 horsemen coming in? Are they? Someone's called us the 4 horsemen. I think that's actually more appropriate, but we're in the.
I like that better.
Okay,
I like that better.
You guys ready?
Ready to roll.
Okay,
Yep.
so I will shout out a name that's being spammed throughout the chat room. On the count of 3, I'll go 1, 2, 3. We give the thumbs up or thumbs down at the same time. That way there's no guiding or probing and things like that. So we'll start it off. Wow, there's already a lot of names. Okay,
Yeah,
first one I
pretty
saw.
fast here.
Okay, first one I saw. Bon Jovi. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's an even split. So I'll start just because it's an even one. I think that Bon Jovi's heyday is long past, roughly 30 years ago. At the same time, after that first album, and even I think Slippery When Wet was the debut, or was their second? I don't remember which one. After Slippery When Wet, it was the second. After Slippery When Wet, that's it. I don't care about It's My Life. I think that's the cheesiest, most generic schlock radio song I've ever heard in my life. So, let's go around the horn also. Who I believe, John, you also had the thumbs down on this one. What do you think about Bon Jovi?
I'm kind of in the same boat as you because one of my friend's dads growing up was super into post-Slippery When Wet Bon Jovi, and I was just put in a lot of situations and car rides where I had to listen to like Lost Highway over and over and over again.
Okay, that's pain. That's pain. Yeah, I'll give you that one for sure.
Post-Slippery When Wet. Boy, is that a description. Okay, but anyway, let's hear the positives now for Bon Jovi. So, Mark, if you would like to go first.
Ultimately, when it comes to Bon Jovi, I can't get mad at them. They were a hair metal band that lasted. And they still have enough of a fan base to this day. They embraced melody. They embraced a female audience, which a lot of modern rock bands will not do, apparently, for some bizarre reason. And I actually think that a lot of their material, especially when they had good production, it holds up pretty well. They actually made the smart decision and sat out the 90s instead of doubling down on alternative rock. And when they came back, they're now being held up as rock icons that can still tour and sell out around the world to this day, and I have to respect that.
Okay, those are actually good arguments. Crash, what do you think about Bon Jovi?
See, a lot of my arguments kind of stem from that same idea. Bon Jovi, while they were hair metal, they were known for purple leather pants and a lot of gimmicky shit. They played a lot of the right moves, and at the end of the day, Richie Sambora can play, John can sing, like they are talented, and I also this is almost gonna be blasphemous, but there are a few albums post Slippery When Wet that are okay. Y'all are being too harsh. Y'all are being a little too harsh. Personally, I have a weird spot for These Days. Just because I know that's gonna get me a lot of weird looks.
Listen,
but
I've heard
it's such a weird.
That's not that bad. Okay.
It's not that bad, but it's a weirdly dark album. It's full of it's got songs about losing your faith and just breaking up. Tons of breakup songs. Apparently, I think John was going through a divorce when he wrote that album. It's weirdly just bleak. I think it was one of their last albums before they kind of canceled out for the 90s. But it's they took an interesting approach with some of their later stuff. But again, they did the right thing. They didn't try to convert into grunge. They didn't try to turn themselves into something they weren't. They came back in the 2000s and just went super pop because their audience had aged up into that level where they would be more on that sort of appreciation factor. So, I get why Bon Jovi gets a lot of eye rolls, but there are a lot more cringy bands than Bon Jovi out there.
Oh, sure.
Way.
Absolutely.
No, I don't think I've ever been creeped out or made feel get the shimmies when I think of Bon Jovi. But at the same, okay. So it was a 2-2. So I think the rule is if it's tied, they get to live in the Coliseum. We just smack them around a bit and tell them to, step it up.
Break a kneecap.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. One of the members of Bon Jovi does have to get injured. Okay, that's fair.
It's John, and it absolutely has to be John.
It's absolutely John.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
They won't be able to go on that summer tour.
He will slip on a wet floor and twist his rotation.
Dang it, Crash. That was glorified dad joke. Oh my gosh.
See?
It fits the band.
Yeah, I guess.
It fits the band, doesn't it? Yeah. No, Bon Jovi's audience thought that was brilliant.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Awesome.
But we have a massive list that's still down there. So
on starting now, let's go for another band. And we have... Okay, the first one, on the top of the list before it scrolls away. Evanescence. So, here we go, guys. You ready? Okay.
Oh, okay.
1,
Okay.
2, 3. Okay, we got 3 to 1, so they live. Now, I think since...
But Mark gave us two thumbs.
So 3 to 2.
I knew he would. I knew Mark
Apparently,
would.
we have someone who really hates
bet.
Amy Lee. So we'll let Mark go first and give his why.
This has nothing to do with Amy Lee.
Okay.
They're not
Because she's
Nightwish.
a great singer.
Okay.
And that's the infuriating thing about this. Because Evanescence, I've always found to be a painfully generic band that broke out with the sort of symphonic metal that, frankly, Epica, With Them Temptation, and Nightwish were running circles around them in that era. Yes, they broke through. But a lot of those songs, if you go back to those early 2000s, a lot of the production on that particular brand of symphonic metal is really flat, really chintzy. Go back and re-listen to My Immortal. It does not sound good. Like, the production has not aged well. And even considering, I would make the argument that the Silent Force and Once are both lower tier albums for both Epica and Nightwish. No, not Epica. With Them Temptation and Nightwish. They're still better. They're more experimental. They do more interesting things. And the songwriting of Evanescence, for as much as they could play into the melodrama, it was just insufferable. And the fact the band never evolved out of that early 2000s period. Because think about this. When you later had records coming out with Them Temptation, you had records like, what's it called? It's like The Unforgiving, which I think is a great record. Nightwish, you had like The Imaginarium and Dark Passion Play, which fucking rocked.
Yeah.
And then Epica went off and to do their crazy shit later. And Evanescence, what have they really done?
Not much since their earlier heydays.
Take a deep breath. It's over. Now, let's talk a little bit about the positives. Crash, why don't you say why you think Evanescence gets the thumbs up?
See, the thing is, everything Mark just said about the production and you know, and about other bands doing way better than they were at the same time, he's right. He's 100% right. But the thing is, like, Evanescence, I gotta give him credit just because Amy Lee is an exquisite performer and she's a great song crafter, period. Like, I've actually gone kind of out of my way to listen to some of her solo, like, composition work, like some of her actual string arrangements and other, like, more pure symphonic stuff that she does. And she has a natural talent for that. She is just gifted in writing just that kind of huge sweeping give this girl a set of strings and she will make your life better for it. Like, that much I can agree on.
There's a Valentine card in there somewhere, but I don't know how quite to write it. Okay, and
exactly. but the thing is too, like, yeah, it's far from the best that was out there, but I gotta give credit to Evanescence because of Evanescence and their simple approach, and they're sticking so close to kind of the trends of the early 2000s when they broke out. You know, they were like kind of post-grungy, kind of sort of new metal adjacent, kind of in that respect. Because of that, because of where they stood in that, they served as an entryway to other bands like Nightwish and Epica. And, you know, like, Evanescence is probably a band a lot of people do look back on with regret when they, you know, think back to them. But they're listening to a lot of better bands these days because of what Evanescence did. For that much, I gotta give them credit.
Okay, good points. John, what do you think about Evanescence? Why do you think they get to survive the Coliseum?
I'll make it quick because I know there's a lot of other bands being thrown in the chat. But honestly, with Evanescence, for me, I mean, I can agree with a lot of Mark's points, sure. But I don't think for when I listen to Evanescence, I know what I'm going in for. And it might be a cheapened version of something that's done better by other bands. But I guess just knowing a lot of their material for well over a decade now, it's something that I just not give a pass to, but even still enjoy on many levels. I did a throwback review of Fallen last year, and while I don't find it to be amazing or necessarily any of their stuff flooring, it's still good, passable enough, and I love Amy Lee's voice. And like Crash said, paired up with strings, fantastic.
Okay. Really quick from my point of view, I have 2 points to make. One, seeing Evanescence live at the end of 2016, this was with the newer band, a newer generation before Synthesis came out, or if I think that's the new redone music. That was before that.
Yeah.
That made me more of a believer. Amy Lee is not only an artist, she's a performer, she can sing, she can play. She is built up more than what people give her credit for. Number 2, the album Fallen is not a masterpiece, but there are great songs on it, and I think it's hindered because Bring Me to Life is the meme that everyone knows. There are so many better songs on that album than Bring Me to Life. It's not even funny. Tourniquet alone.
Tourniquets.
Yeah, so that's why I don't think they're fantastic or the best. I think they are worthy of surviving. So I'm sorry, Mark. We are going to let them go. Now to keep
that's fine. I do think we got to keep this going.
I know we got to let's see if we can sum this up to get more in. Also, thank you guys for the super chats. Those will be read off. So if you have a band recommendation, those will be read off at the end. So let's try to keep these the thumbs up and thumbs down reasonings why a little bit shorter, so that we keep going. Okay, next band is The Offspring. I just read the top one at the chat. So everyone got an opinion?
Yep.
Okay,
for sure.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, unanimous. We are positive. I'll go really quick. Even though I think a lot of their better day albums are behind them, they completely nailed it in the 90s, even the early 2000s too. Not everything they did was a masterpiece, but I thought for fun, good, solid music, and also the angsty, powerful music that actually gave you a head rush and not just made you feel mopey, Offspring nailed it. So, okay, John, you go. Why do you think The Offspring should survive?
Great explosive punk riffs, so many great albums in the 90s from Ixnay, obviously the debut. I just reviewed one of their albums recently, Smash. So much fantastic material under there, just fast-paced, angry stuff that you can let out emotions to. And I would even argue that I was one of the defenders of Days Go By in 2012, so there you have it.
Okay, then. Okay, Mark, why do you think The Offspring should survive?
Well, I'll just say this. I thoroughly despise Days Go By. But beyond that, I think that up until their 2009 record, which actually had songs that I like on it, like You're Gonna Go Far Kid, which is a great little, it's a good fight song.
Yeah.
I've thought the drum work has always been superb. I think a lot of the riffs are really funny. I think the band does not get enough credit for being as witty and acerbic as they can be, because they are a sarcastic band, and I kind of dug that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Crash, why do you think The Offspring should survive?
See, most of you guys touched on my reasoning, but the thing is, Smash, Ixnay on the Ombre, Ignition, Americana, those are reasons enough. Those albums are worth keeping them around. So even if their later output is a bit, they deserve to survive for sure.
Okay, awesome. So now we got the next one, and the top one is Beartooth. Does everyone have an opinion on that one?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Everyone good? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We're split on this one.
We're split.
So we'll go with the positives first. Crash, why do you think Beartooth should be allowed to live?
See, I understand where the criticisms of Beartooth come in. It's a bit on the cliche side. A bit, right? But it's, it does kind of have that warmed over, homogenous, what's happening now in rock sort of feel to it. It's not the most interesting stuff out there, but it's catchy enough for me to dig it. It's got enough hook. It's got enough energy. It's got enough punch in the face. I don't consider it deep or thought-provoking or, fantastic stuff, but I still feel like there's enough potential there to salvage it. I feel like they could turn around and do something better than what they're doing now. I might be completely wrong about that, but I still have a bit of optimism about it.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, John, why do you think they should be able to survive?
I really liked their first record. A lot of explosiveness in the vocals, even though there were some production issues as the album has, I suppose, aged for me. I just think they put on a great live show. They're a good live band. I really enjoyed them when I saw them. And while their second album was definitely just kind of a repetition, think like Hangover versus Hangover 2 in terms of like movies versus music, it was copying the formula. I think that they have potential, and that's why I think they're worth keeping around.
Okay. Mark?
See, I'm almost the opposite about that. I went in, I was not impressed by their debut, and the fact when they followed up, it felt like a lot more of the same. I'm like, while the production issues have bothered me consistently, I have never been impressed by the writing. I think that consistently hurts them. And ultimately, if I want something that is that angry and aggressive, I have other bands that I can seek out for a more textured, interesting, thought-provoking sound.
Fair enough. Okay, I think
That's
I'm
fair.
and I'm
Totally
also
fair.
almost identically in the same boat as you, Mark, because I feel the music is good and strong enough on its own, but the lyric writing holds it back so much because they nailed that one song and then they copied the entire feel, emotion of it, and really just layered that over and over again. Now, I do not hate this band by any means. I do see potential. I hope they wow me. This is the type of band that I hope proves me wrong, but at the same time, I've heard a lot of the same. It's not Five Finger Death Punch bad, but at the same time, it's slowly showing the signs of what could be.
You mentioned that, man. You know what's coming.
Yeah. No, that's what are you talking? We're not going to say.
We can cross that bridge when we've come to it.
We don't speak.
We and John have already crossed that bridge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Neither here nor there.
Bless you both for taking the bullets on that one this month also. So, next band, and also Beartooth survives, but we have to smack Caleb across the face with a lead pipe or something just to send a message.
Oh, God.
Okay, so...
Have a bear eat all of his sausages.
No, we put one of us puts in a set of bear teeth and just bites him.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Not it.
Well, not it. Oh, fine. Whatever. Fine.
I'll do it.
Okay.
You, John.
All right. I've seen it 5 times. Let's get it out of the way. Five Finger Death Punch. God.
Yeah, see, we brought that on ourselves.
Okay,
kinda.
let's get it out of the way because this is what people want. 1, 2, 3.
I wish I had another hand so I could give it another thumb.
Okay.
How about this?
Yeah.
There we go.
Very quickly, because I know John and Crash already did theirs. So you two go first. John, you go first very quickly. It looks like Mark and I will have a little bit more time on this one.
You know, Five Finger Death Punch bought their coffin a long time ago, and they've slowly just been descending further and further into it with their lack of musical creativity, lack of any remotely fresh ideas whatsoever. If you are looking for something to get shredded to at the gym and then just feel a lot of anger, then that's fine. You'll probably love Rock Bottom on the new album. Other than that, move on to the next band.
Okay, fair enough. Crash, very quickly, what are your thoughts on Five Finger Death Punch?
Oh, I don't know what else I could say in the 10-minute, apart from the 10-minute review I said. John, even your point where you said, oh, if you want to just get shredded at the gym, okay. Like, even their last album, you can't even do that to, because it's so ballad-heavy. And all the ballads suck. Every fuck this band had to give is gone.
That's
Goodbye.
the perfect
It
album
left a long
quote to go
time
on the
ago.
back of the album. Like, for the quote. Okay, Mark, go ahead. Why do you think Five Finger Death Punch should be thrown into the lion pit?
Everything that I need to say about this band has happened when they commented on John's parody of it and they treated it as real.
They thought it was real.
Yes!
They thought
I
XX
need to
Brutal
say
Swag.
nothing else.
I
Jason
forgot all
Hook.
about that.
Yeah.
Jason Hook posted it. He thought XX Brutal Swag 69XX was a real legitimate person doing a review.
It really does.
Can you really make fun of the diehard fan base? Not people who just casually like them, the diehard fan base, when the band themselves aren't exactly the highest on the IQ level to understand that. But anyway, having met one of the band members and seeing them live several times, I can honestly say I don't think they're bad people, but they are the key proponent of wasted potential. Their best days were long ago, and it's not going to get any better at all.
It's all downhill from here.
They could do
all downhill.
They have talent. They could do something, but they won't. They're too busy high-fiving each other on stage, playing with their guitar necks like they're like phallic symbols, and just looking at the crowd, having them sing along to songs so they don't have to, and then throw in 50 cover songs, and then you have Five Finger Death Punch.
That Offspring cover was a disgrace.
It was so rough. It was so rough. All the energy gone. Okay, no more Five Finger Death Punch bashing. They're dead. They're thrown into the lion pit. Everyone agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All we have to do is throw a
trampled by
Monster
the
Energy
bros.
can into the lion pit, and they'll dive headfirst into it. That's it. Okay. God. All right, here we go. Shinedown. Everyone got an opinion?
I think so.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay, unanimous. The exact opposite of Five Finger Death Punch. Oddly enough, they toured together earlier this year.
I know, they're touring together.
So you leave halfway through the set.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They don't even stay for their own whole show.
You totally beat the traffic at the Shinedown Five Finger
It's
Death
their own
Punch
traffic. They have
Would
to wait
you
for
even
the
beat
other
the
band
traffic, though?
anyway.
Yeah, you would not be. I think you would not be.
Well, no,
That's the biggest rush
Show.
to see.
That's the big. Yeah.
Oh man, 50,000 people had the same idea we had. Dang it.
And it'll feel like everyone's gone away.
Oh, that's two dad jokes. Oh gosh.
This stream has gone cold.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'll go really quickly. Shinedown, even though they have had their cheesier moments, and I'm not in love with some of their later stuff, as it has gone a little bit less like powerful and strong, I still say they have so many more pros than cons. But when they do hit it, they hit it hard. Like the Sound of Madness, I still say is one of the best big rock albums, like that actually really get people's attention. And just all the way back to the beginning with Leave a Whisper, even till today, I've grown a little bit more on attention. I don't love it, but I admit I have opened up to it a little bit more because I didn't like the song Devil. However, there is better stuff on that album than that. So, that being said, Mark, why do you think Shinedown gets the thumbs up?
I don't cover a lot of hard rock, arena rock in this particular vein. I'll freely admit that. Shinedown is on my schedule, and I might wind up on the trailing edge, typically because I don't have a lot to say about the bands when it comes down, especially to the lyrical content and the ideas they're trying to put forward. That said, if you want a decent meat and potatoes, like arena rock band that fits towards the mainstream, but has better than average hooks, a ton of lead charisma out of the main frontman, and they can shred when they want to, I don't see where you can go wrong with Shinedown. I wouldn't consider them a personal favorite of mine by any stretch, but I can't complain about them. They're fine.
Fair enough. Crash, why do you think they get the thumbs up?
My reasoning aligns a lot with Mark's. My big key element here is, they're an arena rock band. You could argue it's a little cheesy and cliche in points, but man, when it comes to Shinedown, performance. These guys can play. What's his face? Their lead singer. His name escapes me at the moment. Friend Smith. Thank you. He can sing like his voice. Oh, I wish I had that kind of range. Oh my god. But just these guys can absolutely, when they want to break down the wall, they don't bring a sledgehammer, they bring a whole goddamn wrecking ball. So
fair enough. Okay, awesome. And John, why do you think Shinedown really gets the thumbs up?
Brent Smith is an incredible vocalist. He can knock it out of the park on the more angry tracks and also some of the more powerful ones like Crow and the Butterfly. I think they've had great songs on every album they've released, and while they're albums, they're not always like an albums band for me. They've got great songs that can always pick off. Yes. Each and every record has something.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. See, that was good. See, that was a good palate cleanser, even though oddly enough they are very closely connected together for odd reasons. But it works. It's like the negative universe versions of each other. That works.
You think one would rub off on the other?
Yeah, but you know what's going to happen if that works out that way.
Oh yeah, you're right. Shit.
Knock on wood. Yeah. Knock on wood.
Okay. Okay. I've seen this one come up a few times, and it's at the top now. Okay. Breaking Benjamin. Okay. On 3, guys. 1, 2, 3. Okay, fair enough.
I love that John's yes is even then it's
okay, John. Okay, I'll go first. I'll say this: I don't hate Breaking Benjamin by any means. I actually do love several of their songs, but boy, oh boy, do they got that one song format down. I mean, it's not nailed to the ground; it's buried 6 feet under and molted over with concrete, and then making sure no one ever touches it. I think live, it's very hit and miss. You know, I think Benjamin Burnley is very set in his way that it's not going to change anytime soon either. So I don't feel any real desire to move forward listening to Breaking Benjamin when I know exactly what I'm going to get. Not to say it's bad, just not anything great. So, okay, we'll go to John because I think mine might have been more polite of reasoning than what's coming. John, why? I get you were on the fence. You get the thumbs up. I'm kind of like, I understand that too. Why do you think they get the thumbs up?
I have a special place in my heart for some of their early songs. Diary of Jan is pretty undeniable.
So Cold is still fantastic in my mind.
So Cold.
Yeah. Same here.
They've got some great songs, and at this point in my life, if I could give just the meh in the middle, I would. I'm leaning towards more of a thumb down now, but the recent stuff, like you said, it's just kind of copy and paste in a way. They're sticking to the formula, and I mean, they're dead anyway now. They're gonna die in the arena, so it's all the same. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's
Mark, why do you think they get the thumbs down?
Production.
Okay.
The production is flat garbage. I don't know why this band gets so much attention. I've never been a fan of the songwriting. Yes, Benjamin Burley can sing his ass off, but at the same time, the production is so flat. The synthesizer integration is so bad.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for production to be that bad for a band with that much of a fan base and this long term. They need to switch it up. They need to move away from some of those new metal textures that they keep trying because it does not sound good for them.
It really is a template studio mixing. Like they have like a format template and they just go click. Okay, your song's done, boys. And that's it. Like kind of like Photoshop editing and stuff like that. It's just that one little template. Okay, Crash, we need you to keep this one short because I know you have a lot to say about this band. But
no, I've already said everything I had to say on Twitter. But
okay, 30 seconds, hard 30 seconds. Why do you think they should get the thumbs down?
Because, again, like, they're a song band. They will have one or two songs that'll get your attention, but everything else is just the blandest thing ever, and Mark, I'm sorry, I gotta fight you on this. Ben Burnley cannot sing. Have you heard some of those early Breaking Benjamin records? That's 30 seconds, right?
Friendly reminder, this is being recorded live and will be backlogged on YouTube forever.
Enjoy that. That is my flawless Ben Burnley impression.
I don't think he does the facial...
What song?
I think his voice is fine. I don't mind his voice at all.
I don't either. I've never had a problem with his voice.
That is every Breaking Benjamin
Though
song.
if I do say this, his live show would be much better if he did those facial expressions while playing for an hour straight.
Absolutely.
You better believe I'd buy front row seats.
Touche.
Okay, see, I remember not this most recent album, the one before it, I actually kind of liked a little more, but that's also in hindsight, and I couldn't remember it, and I hadn't listened to Breaking Benjamin every album since, so it's like, maybe I was nicer to it than I should have been. Okay, next band. What's at the top?
Oh, wait, did we decide to...
Oh, we need a punishment for Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah.
How does Breaking Benjamin die? Crash, this one's yours.
Trampled to death by a one-trick pony.
I can't drop that.
Does the pony have the word metaphor spray painted on its side too, just to make sure it's completely obvious?
A metaphor with the weird Breaking Benjamin logo stamped right next to it.
It's like the Breaking Benjamin band, like branded on the pony's butt. Branded. Yeah, there you go.
That's their mascot.
Okay, so who's next? It keeps going. Sorry.
It's going really fast.
I know. There we go. At the top of the list is interesting. Meatloaf.
Okay.
Ooh. All right.
Okay. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. You gave the 2 thumbs up for yours, Mark. So we'll go for you first. Try to keep it 30 seconds or less. Meatloaf.
Sure. Bad Outta Hell is a 10 out of 10. Bad Outta Hell 2 is close. Meatloaf's most of his 80s work, it's more of a song band, but he did a song with Cher that's fucking amazing. He actually... The key benefit that Meatloaf has is Jim Steinman co-writing the majority of his songs. And if anything, that has saved his ass more times than it hasn't. And he leans into that bombast and camp so much, I cannot flaw him for that. Again, Bad Outta Hell, 10 out of 10.
Very great. I'll go really quick. Also, Bad Outta Hell, probably one of the albums my dad started teaching me about music, and when I didn't even really comprehend music at that point, like what different styles were, but at the same time, even at a young age, I could tell this guy knows how to sing his brains out, and he still, to this day, is a spectacle for that, and he really does teach people how your voice can be used as an instrument. I think that's one of the things rock is missing these days, instead of just blowing out meters and screaming your head off into a microphone in front of a loud pit, and that's it. Meatloaf, even though I admit some of his own solo songwriting has been a bit ridiculous at times, and that's putting it politely, I still think he has way too many positives over negatives to ignore. John, why do you think Meatloaf should get the save?
Bad Out of Hell, obviously, is the go-to example. I don't know a ton of Meatloaf, but obviously Bad Out of Hell is that one album that I think most people get shown and introduced to Meatloaf by. And there's just so much personality and vibrance to, I think, the vocals. And like you said, using a voice as an instrument. It's just, it's more than one song. It's more than the one song that everybody is going to point to.
Yes, fair enough. Okay, before you go, guys, thank you again for all the super chats. They will be read out. Do not think we're ignoring them. I promise all super chats will be read out at the end. Crash, why do you think Meatloaf should get the save?
Mine's pretty simple too. For all the sticks we can beat Meatloaf with if we really want to, Bad Out of Hell and Bad Out of Hell 2, I would even say, yeah, man, that saves him. He deserves to live just on the merit of those alone. And like you say, for everything else you want to throw at the guy, dude can sing like a motherfucker. Right. Dude can sing like crazy. And again, his partnership with, why did it just escape me? You just said it, Mark.
Jim Steinman.
Jim Steinman, thank you. Yes, his partnership with him produced so much good stuff. Like, that's worth hanging on to, even if other stuff isn't.
Okay. I will say one thing. You never want to hear the song he did with Chuck D.
Oh. No.
I'm sorry.
No,
what?
I do not.
Could you elaborate on that a little bit? I'm not familiar with that.
It came off his 2011. It came off his 2011 record, "Hell in a Handbasket," and it's Prophets of Rage bad.
See, Prophets of Rage could at least play old songs well, though.
Yeah, this was not good.
I didn't even know that existed.
Neither did I.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. All right, we're going to move on because I don't know what to say and I don't want to think about that. Okay, at the top, Avenged Sevenfold. Okay. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Crash, you get to go first because you were kind of on the fence.
Because I was flaky. I will say, what was it? City of Evil. Fantastic album. Love the hell out of that album. Yeah. Great playing, great performances, wonderful little sort of pseudo concept kind of going on there. But, really great album from them. I wish they stuck to it, though. I wish they would just pick a sound or pick a style and just pick some ideas and just stick to them, because I don't know, it seems like anytime this band starts to build steam with me, anytime I start really wanting to like them, they do something either really boring or kind of stupid, and it makes me check right out. Okay. Like City of Evil is probably one of their probably the most compelling thing they ever did in my books, but they've never done anything else to make me want to like them. Again, I might be all alone in this one, but
fair enough.
I'll give them a pass. Again, they have done very good work, and I will admit, they're talented. Like, their two guitarists really do know how to shred, but I'll certainly give them that. But there just isn't much else there that I personally like.
We got to wrap it up a little bit. Okay, sorry. Okay. No, you're fine. You're totally fine. We just want to keep doing. Okay, John, why don't you go?
Avenged Sevenfold, City of Evil, and Nightmare are really the only full lengths that I would say that I love by the band, but they've got lots of other strong material out there. I think M. Shadows is a great vocal presence most of the time, although he has sounded a little bit rough in recent times, especially in a live setting. They've still had songs that I enjoy, and while they haven't really truly figured out their sound since the self-titled record, they've been kind of fluctuating a little bit back and forth. I think that overall they've had enough great stuff in their discography and catalog to make them worth keeping around.
Gotcha. Mark, go for it.
See, I'll be the contrarian. I think they keep getting better. I think Nightmare was a genuinely really good record with Portnoy on the drums. And I thought that when I actually like the stage, like there's moments on the stage that show a band that is leaning into their more bombastic side that I've always thought was a good fit for M. Shadows. Like,
okay, fair enough. I think I mean, City of Evil, yes. I admit I have not followed everything Avenged Sevenfold has done. For one, when I heard Hail to the King, originally I loved it. I thought that was like, when people talk about arena rock, that's what I thought was their entry into arena rock when I first heard that one. Even though that's not really the case. They've had a lot of changes since then, and M. Shadows is still having throat problems as of a month ago. Like, he literally has to apologize after 2 songs saying how much he's in pain. Which sucks, and that really sucks, but they're really fighting through it. But at the same time, they know how M. Shadows knows how to sing. Sinister Gates is a fantastic guitarist. I mean, he is up there as underappreciated for guitars. So yeah, I think they get the thumbs up. So Avenged Sevenfold saved. So, okay, that was a good one. That was also nice. We got some good positive feedback on these bands. Okay. Okay. Sublime. Interesting. Okay.
I heard somebody who was talking about them recently. I feel like it was one of you guys.
2, 3.
Oh yeah. No, I'm gonna. Oh, okay. At least I'm not alone here.
3 to 1,
guys.
So...
You know, we're still gonna get hate for this. We are
I don't think I've ever talked about Sublime either. I don't think I have publicly. Okay, so John, you go first. You gave the thumbs up.
Really?
Well, I hate to be the one contrarian here, but
I got those. I'm sure it's gonna happen to me too.
It's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. Yep.
I don't know. It's just I listened to them a lot of the summer. Great vibes to me. I think their self-titled was their best effort. That's the one that I come back to the most. Although 40 Ounce Freedom is solid as well. I'm not in love with Sublime by any stretch of the word, but I just always really enjoyed their music. It was just kind of burned out, almost like you get to see Bradley Nowell in a weird state as he kind of like drifts away further and further. So it was just an interesting thing for me. I like listening to their music, and they've got a decent amount of hit songs that I go back to.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'll go really quickly. I think they have the key hit songs, and they both do have that drive. I mean, so much of that was in the first 2 albums, the self-titled and then 40 Ounces. There wasn't that much after that, I mean, to be honest. But still, Sublime, when we talk about a band that has one style and one sound, not only is that them to a fault, it actually copies in the same songs. You think of them as summertime. You think of them as just laying around, either by the pool or at a barbecue or riding in a car, and it's glorified commercial music. That's how I'd see them. If summer was a product you were trying to sell, like you see Gap commercials selling clothes and they have some funky music behind it, if summer was a product, I would think of Sublime as the music playing behind it. And I just see I don't know. That's just how I've always seen Sublime. I've never been impressed. I've never really felt emotional investment with Sublime, and I've never really cared. Not to say I hate them, I just never have found the cult following they have so strongly, and I don't get why that's there.
Oh, I get why it's there. It's because Bradley Nowell died.
Okay.
Yeah. Real talk.
You got to be real with it. It sucks to say it, but I like, even going back to this, you're describing them in terms of the summer brand. We have Blink-182 and Beck's Odelay for that. Like, I don't, like, there is better upbeat, laid-back, chill summertime music than what Sublime gives you with less atrocious lyrics. Because this band does not know how to write good songs at all. Like,
Date Rape isn't an emotional investment lyric writing song for you? Did I just kill the mood? I'm sorry.
They are such a product of their time, and it is very clear that if they had, again, if Bradley Nowell hadn't have died, they would have fizzled out around the same time when Blink-182 came in to do their sound better.
Okay. Yeah. Crash, your thoughts quickly?
You mentioned Sublime being about their marketability and how they are such a seller band. See, now it's hard for me to imagine Old Navy putting Caress Me Down behind one of their commercials.
It wasn't the best metaphor, but you get what I was going for if like we were trying to
That's that loving sound of khakis.
I still prefer your Breaking Benjamin impersonation, but Sublime was good also.
Okay. All right. My general thing is, it's like Mark said, their lyrics are just atrocious when you look back on them. I agree that back in the 90s when you were between like ages 10 to like 14, this probably was your favorite band for a little while. I loved Sublime when I was a 13-year-old idiot, but I grew out of them fast. Like, that is a band, like, you know, you'll go back, oh, yeah, Sublime, I used to love these guys. And you'll listen to Smoke Two Joints again and be like, I was a stupid kid.
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's stupid for liking Sublime. It's not like not Insane Clown Posse, but like the off-brand Insane Clown Posse bands like 13-year-olds love, like Twisted or some of those other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think of 13-year-old, like 30-year-old man looking back when they were 13. What the heck was I doing? Where was my mom and dad? What the heck?
Yeah.
That type of thing.
I don't know. Their general lack of maturity and horrifying lack of substance in their lyrics really does hold them back. Though.
Okay.
Props to some of that instrumentation, though.
Gotcha. So, Mark, how does Sublime die in the arena?
Skin cancer.
Ooh. Good night, everybody.
How long are we going to be in this arena for? Oh my gosh, are we going to be camping out for the next few months waiting around? That's not very exciting.
Watch him go.
Gonna get that huge, giant magnifying glass and just, like, hold it down on him? Oh, gosh. Anyway, but yes, Sublime unfortunately did not survive the arena. Okay, next band. Okay, this one just popped up. Motionless in White. Does everyone have an opinion?
I don't. I'm not familiar with the band.
Not familiar. Okay, skip it. If anyone has thoughts now, skip it.
If you guys want to do it, I need to go get a cord to plug in my laptop.
You go right ahead. We'll do like a little mini, like, just go ahead and get your cord right now. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's
I only know 2 of the Motionless in White's albums anyways.
Right. See, I don't think they're bad. Yeah, instrumentally, they're more sound. I just think it's more very generic lyric writing, and it's cashing in on a market. They're really cashing in on that hot topic market.
Yes.
I don't think we have much to say in general about them. So
Isn't it weird that we're talking to someone in Canada? I didn't even know they had internet.
Yeah. I actually went there one time and I was very surprised to see that they did.
Was it like igloos and log cabins everywhere, or did they actually have real buildings?
There were a lot of maple syrup farms. I got lost while taking a tour of one. That was about my only experience.
Hey, Mark, hey!
I was just about to say, you guys make one Rush or Tragically Hip joke, I will jump through this webcam and choke y'all out.
No, we wouldn't do that.
That's all I'm saying.
I've got a Rush review coming up from a Patreon supporter, so...
no kidding.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh. We were just talking about Canada.
And how great it is.
Yes.
And how much we love it there.
The jokes were terrible. You didn't want to hear them.
That's fine.
No, they weren't even making really anything. So, okay, up next. Who's the next band? Dang it, it keeps clicking away. Okay, Avril Lavigne. I don't know if we want to count that, but okay, that's a good one for talking points. Okay, everyone got an opinion? Yeah, well, that was unrelated. Unrelated to Canada. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, we're split. We're an even split. Okay.
So Avril Lavigne survives.
I noticed that the split was right between you and me, Luke. The rock guys exclusively were the thumbs down. So I think I can see where this is going to go.
So Crash, why don't you start off? Like, we'll try to keep everyone under 30 seconds. I'm being bad about that too.
Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah. No. I'll try to make this quick. Like, man, Avril. Like, she's just not a great songwriter. Like, and plus Avril, they've never known quite how to market Avril either. Like, they sold her at first as like sort of a cross, you know, she's the rocker girl the punk boys can like. And, you know, it's just, but man, the songwriting was never really there. Her lyrics can be really bad. And the music, a lot of it is just either generic. A lot of it feels either generic, or in her later albums, it can just be downright barf-inducing. Boyfriend, anyone, whatever, or if that song was Girlfriend. Yeah, thank you. Girlfriend. Didn't she do like a weird anime sort of J-pop song too?
Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty.
And who co-wrote Hello Kitty? Anyone? Who co-wrote
Chad
Hello?
Kroger, right?
Sure did.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Do I need to make much more of an argument there?
So I don't think. I feel like Avril Lavigne does have a voice. It's just not marketed or used in the correct songs for her. I think her greatest skill set is not being used to its fullest potential. The songwriting she had even back in the day with Skater Boy and stuff like that, very early stuff, I could at least see where it was trying to go. But again, no one knows how to market this girl, and she has so many different sounds. And sometimes that you could say variety's the spice of life, that's a good thing. There's so many confusing things about it too, though. You never really know why you would want to listen to Avril Lavigne, and that's where my point is. It's not the situation of David Bowie where every song's a generational, time-spanning thing. It's more, hey, Avril Lavigne sang this now. Okay. And it just never really latched onto me. I do not hate her. I just don't think she's really worth that as much as she was built up to be. But let's hear from two guys that might do have the positive. She lives, so we just have to. I don't know. Yeah. What's a good? I will finish the punishment later. Okay, so John, you go first. Why does Avril Lavigne get the thumbs up?
Much better than a lot of the pop artists of the 2000s. I'm definitely a pop enthusiast. I like people seem to think that I hate mainstream pop, but that's not really the case, especially if it's done in a fun or even a relatable way that doesn't feel ultra cheesy. And I think Avril's first two records are really, really solid. The one that had Girlfriend on it that's where she started getting produced, I think, more by Dr. Luke, and things got a little bit iffy.
Right.
Which is also the nickname I tell the ladies at the bar when I'm trying to impress them.
Oh, please don't.
Oh, you don't want to.
You don't want that, dude.
I don't think you know what that means.
No.
I'm Dr. Luke. No, not that time. No.
No, like I'm a dentist.
Hey, ladies, Dr. Luke's here for. Well, where are you going, ma'am?
I will say that I unironically like Girlfriend, so I'll put that out there. Hello Kitty was a cash grab for her Japanese fans. That she has like a huge fan base over there, and I now see why that song exists. I really like some of the songs on her self-titled album, like Let Me Go with Chad Kroeger. Still think that's a fantastic track, and I have hopes for her next album actually being decent.
Okay, fair enough. And Mark, why do you think Avril Lavigne gets the thumbs up?
Okay, caveat here, Avril Lavigne has been chronically overexposed because we have the CRTC, which means that each Canadian radio station has to play a certain amount of Canadian content.
I had not thought of that. Okay.
So some of this is a mild case of Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah. Also comes with the caveat that, yes, she sold out with the best damn thing. I don't even think anyone would deny that. I'd also argue that past that, her fourth album, I forget what that one's called, it's not particularly interesting, and man, the self-titled album has low points. That said,
Goodbye Lullaby.
Here's to Never Growing Up is a banger that I still exercise
I do remember
to this
that
day.
one. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
Good song.
She has a song with Marilyn Manson that's arguably better than anything that was on his last album.
I have to review that next month.
And her first two albums, to me, pretty much untouchable when it comes to pop punk of that time.
Yeah.
And Let Go, it's not intelligent, but it doesn't need to be. It's got that populist streak that appeals directly to its audience. The hooks are catchy as hell. Under My Skin is basically playing in sort of the darker, grimier mold, setting the stage for what Kelly Clarkson would do on her later albums too. Arguably to better effect, but for what Avril was at her time, a lot of her music's pretty dated now, but I still appreciate it. I've got a soft spot for it. And I'm With You is one of the best songs of the 2000s.
Hell yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I do remember that one.
I'll
See, I don't remember a lot of her stuff,
That's
too.
just a
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
See, I don't remember a lot of her
I'll
stuff. I think
stick
that's
up
where
for
it is
that
too.
one
I don't.
song.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, she survives. It's fine, but she does have to be. She has to have some type of punishment. So she has to marry Chad Kroeger. Like we have to put them back together.
She has to marry the frontman of Theory of a Dead Man.
Oh God.
Oh, that's cruel.
That's an arranged marriage
I'd
right
rather
there,
have
Chad.
I'd rather have the giant magnifying glass skin cancer you thought of earlier.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Well, she can divorce him later. She inevitably has more money.
No. This is the arena. No divorcing. Permanent marriage. That's the rule. She gets to write songs about being married to that guy. That'll bring us out some emotional angst. Yikes. All right, next band. Okay, we got a few minutes left of this, and then we're going to start going through the actual
Super Chats.
Super Chats. Thank you. My brain's working. Okay, so click on this. Who do we have at the top?
Oh no, he's laughing. He's giggling.
Because I talked
Luke.
about this in private to you guys before already.
Oh no.
AJR.
Oh no!
I'm not going to even ask if you have an opinion because I already know some of it. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to start, and I'll let you guys take the floor. I did not know of AJR until some of the gentlemen we were talking to right now actually brought it to my attention. I saw some of their reviews on it, and I heard other people talking. My reaction was, what the heck is this? And it wasn't until talking to these guys in private a couple weeks ago, me actually clicking on a few songs, hearing something along the lyrics of, like, my favorite color is you. Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
I literally,
Yeah.
I went from laughter to
Tears.
very quickly in one
Laughter to
song.
tears.
So my opinion is very limited, but I still say the thumbs down. So who would like to talk about AJR first? John, you had your hand up. Go for it.
Yes. I feel like they make a weird cross of music that's almost aimed at school children, like young children. Like if you hear the song Bud Like You, that sounds like it would be sung to second graders to serenade them before nap time. A weird cross between that and some horrible, shitty modern band that is trying to, just name check everything. It's like those old corporations that are like, oh, we're hip with the kids and we can reference Netflix and we can talk about Instagram and just the worst of the worst when it comes to songwriting, performance, just the ultra clean, squeaky clean production that's just so, it's almost just like their album cover. It's just everything feels cartoon-like and not real to me.
Okay, Crash, you're rolling your eyes in the back of your head too much, and we want you to stop doing that. You go ahead. What do you think about AJR?
AJR is Poochie the Dog, the band. It is just so
But people talk fondly of Poochie the dog. That was a funny episode.
It is just so transparently corporate and cynical and just it is just everything. And the thing is, it's literally just everything they like. There's just zero conviction. Like these guys, this is a band that claim that sort of it feels like they're supposed to have a message, but they don't. Like the song I usually always come back to with these guys is freaking No Grass Today. Like a song about a very, topic that you could take a very, nuanced stance on one way or the other, but instead it sounds it's like if Ned Flanders tried to write a song for Minor Threat. It's just
Okay.
And the thing is, again, it's all like they market it as some kind of indie darling, some kind of, this will be on the next, these guys will be on the soundtrack to the next Mumblecore movie that comes out. They market it so indie, but it is just complete, but it's been corporate. It's been super polished. It's been, this thing has been focus grouped into oblivion. And this isn't even a band. This isn't even a band. It's marketing trying to steal listens from you on Spotify.
Okay, Mark, what do you think about AJR? Do you have a headache?
He has a headache. I can tell.
I have a few things to say. First off, I don't consider this band I don't think there's a cynical bone to this band, and that terrifies me. Because they are actually committing to this whole approach, and they believe it, and you can tell their fans believe it. Because there's no marketing executive that would come to them and say, you know what you need for this album? 4 scat interludes.
Touche.
With auto-tune.
Touche.
But really, for me, at this point, there's a song from Alex Cameron that came out last year with Angel Olsen, and I keep thinking back to the line that she says on the album. They made a meme out of my legacy, darling. And it feels like my review of that band has become that meme and will probably be my legacy. And it just makes me feel so very tired with every week where Sober Up continues to rise up the bubbling under charts.
And why do rock stations play them?
I would just like to point out, thank you again, gentlemen, for bringing this to my attention so I don't have to listen to the album. Thank you. Thank you all. I do appreciate it.
Just wait till they cross over to Billboard Gets Rocked. They're coming.
I hope. They'd have to get played a lot, but that is possible. All right, we're going to do one more, and then we're going to go to the Super Chats. So, who's the last band? It is... Well then. Weezer.
Oh, gee.
Crash
I
is
wonder.
well-versed.
Well, all right.
Who are they? No idea who we're talking about. I don't have an opinion. We can't do this one.
Okay. On three.
Your content lies.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. Crash, you go first. Keep it brief because we already have heard quite a bit.
Yeah, dude, you've heard hours of Weezer from me. Like, y'all don't need to hear what my opinions on Weezer.
Fair enough. Everyone,
I built a
check
channel
out
on that
Weezer's
shit.
the retrospective of Weezer, The Rise and Fall of Weezer by Crash on the Rock Critics channel.
All I will say on this, I hope the Black Album's okay. That's all I'll say.
Only okay? That's all you can ask for?
That's all.
That's all you can ask for.
I can live with okay.
Okay.
As long as it's just okay, I can live with that.
Okay, Mark, you go. Why does Weezer get the thumbs up?
Weezer gets the thumbs up because ultimately Pinkerton and the Blue Album are genuinely great. I can't fault Weezer for what they did. I can fault them for selling out in the mid 2000s and then whatever the hell Rivers Cuomo decided to do after that, and then selling out again in the mid 2010s. But at this point, Pinkerton is good enough that it's the lifelong past they will always have, at least for me. And at the end of the day, I can't muster up a lot of more energy for Weezer anymore. I'm just tired of them, and I expect the Black Album to be better.
Okay.
I have that feeling it's going to be better than California Dreaming.
Yeah.
John, why do you think Weezer gets the thumbs up?
First of all, isn't their new album due out in 2 days? If I'm not mistaken, is
I
that
don't-
actually happening?
I thought it was a
I don't know
week
if
and
it's
2 days. I thought it was like the beginning of June. I could be wrong about that.
There's been nothing official, I believe, but I think what they're going to do is they're going to try to make this a surprise release. I know it's coming out this year.
Okay.
Like they have said it's coming out this year sometime.
Okay, maybe I had my dates wrong then, because I thought I actually saw a hard date. Maybe
Yeah, I thought I did too.
Okay, maybe I'm
thought I
wrong.
did too.
Okay, so
Anyways, Weezer, one of my top 10 favorite bands. Absolutely love these guys. They've been through their phases where they've definitely sold out big time. Make Believe, not a good album, but they've got so many good albums that I absolutely do love and cherish. From Everything Will Be Alright in the End, the White Album, the recent stuff, obviously Pinkerton, the Blue Album, fucking classics right there. They've got so many songs that I regularly come back to. Just the nerdy songwriting, the geekiness, and how endearing it is to hear Rivers Cuomo, and just the playing from the rest of the band. I mean, Brian Bell, I think, is very underrated, and what he does for the band, and the rest of the dudes as well. Honestly, like I said, one of my favorite bands, and just a nice, consistent thing that I can turn to in the world of rock.
Gotcha. For me, honestly, I mean, the Blue Album was my sister's album. And she's 7 years older than me. I kind of inherited it, and that's where my appreciation for Weezer came. Pinkerton was what got me sold on Weezer when I was really following up that too. I mean, yes, they have. You can't say struck out when they intentionally tried to do something different, but you can listen to Ratitude if you want. But you have to also understand.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
You really shouldn't.
If you were to take Ratitude completely out of the discography, think how much higher praise Weezer would have overall in general.
That and Make Believe.
Okay, yeah, and Make Believe too.
I'd argue
Take those
Make
two
Believe
albums
too.
out of the discography completely, like just obliterate them, and think how much higher Weezer would be on the chain because they didn't have such a. I don't even know
slump.
Slump is a
Dramatic
polite word.
falling out.
Yeah. Okay, so Weezer survives.
Green Album is underrated.
Green Album's fine.
I agree with that.
I don't think. I think
agree
Green
with
Album's
that,
fine. So okay, so we're gonna go to the super chats now. We've had some.
One quick thing: we did not give AGR an arena death, but I think I've got the perfect one.
Yeah.
Basically, I want to see them in 20 years.
Does that
I
punish
want to
them
see them
or
at the
you?
state fair performing these songs in 20 years.
Not even on the actual stage, like they're playing behind the caramel apple dunking thing.
Yes.
No. I don't mind them being on the stage. I just want all those people who are kind of like, oh, they were a thing. Okay.
Let's keep walking.
Keep walking faster, kids. Come on.
Past
Come
the
on,
scary
kids.
man.
Ugh.
I didn't smoke no grass today, but
Oh,
God, that choreography is gonna look real nasty when they hit the 40s.
Do I dare watch an AJR music video?
No.
Okay,
No.
I won't. So
No.
that's why I asked.
I can almost recommend watching like a very short performance of their live performances because they are goofy twerps.
Goofy.
They're just goofy idiots jumping around.
I want you to scream that at an HR concert. 12 and 13-year-old girls and Crash Thompson, goofy twerps.
That would mean having to be at an AJR concert.
I will find a way to get you in.
I'd rather, pick an arena death for me as opposed to going to an AJR concert. Because that sounds
fair enough. Okay, we got some more bands now. Thank you guys very much for participating in the chat. We're going to go through the super chat suggestions now. There's a lot of bands in there too. Again, thank you guys so much. This is round 2. So, from Shadow Silver 1991, what are all your thoughts on 1,000 Foot Crutch? I've hardly seen any of you guys talk about them. So the next band for the arena is 1,000 Foot Crutch. Again, we have to keep these short for 30 seconds, but I think we all have an opinion on them. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, really?
One or the other, Mark. You got to go one or the other.
Okay.
All right, then I'm going downward, if only because the stuff I've heard, I'm not hugely familiar with them. The stuff that I've heard, I haven't liked.
Okay.
And I honestly don't even remember that much, if I'm being brutally honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, like, honestly, they're the type of band where you first hear them, it's like, oh, they're not bad, and then you instantly forget everything you've just heard. They have no lasting impact. The music is beyond generic. I can't even say the singer. Is that what he does? It's this weird vocal,
Like talking, shouting.
He's kind of
attempt at hip hop over an alt rock rhythm. It's I don't even know what to call it. So yeah, not for me. They get the thumbs down. Crash. Why does 1,000 Foot Crutch get the thumbs down?
Because they are a terrible argument for Christian rock. I am one of the defenders that, hey, Christian rock can give us some really good stuff. Yeah, they're a Christian group.
Okay.
That actually, 1,000 Foot Crutch is literally a metaphor because that's what Jesus is. When you can't walk, Jesus is so powerful, he'll be 1,000 foot crutch.
Are you kidding? Is
That cannot be real, Crash.
I saw them.
No,
I saw them live in high school. That was how they described it. They may have changed their story.
Oh, I
since
hope
then.
they did.
But when I was in high school, I saw them
What
live,
Bible
and I
verse
was
is
part
that
of their-
in? Oh my gosh!
Oh, I want to read that version. I want to read that version of scripture.
When your leg's broken, you know who's there? 1,000 feet away. What? How does that work?
Just out of reach.
Screaming at you in the distance, saying he'll help out in a few minutes. What?
I'll be there.
Okay.
Jesus, there were only one set of footprints. Where were you during those times?
What?
I'm over. Hold on. I'm over
There was
here.
one set of
1,000 feet
footprints and one crutch in the sand. Oh.
It's only one crutch too. Where's the set of crutches?
Yeah, it's true. It's only 1,000 foot crutch. I mean, yeah. So, John, why does 1,000 Foot Crutch get the thumbs down?
I liked their song Rock Fist when I was about 11 years old.
I don't even remember that.
Then I turned like 14 and I realized that this was horrible.
Okay, then.
Yeah. Oh man, I forgot about Rock Fist.
Okay.
Throw up your rock fist if you're feeling it when I drop this.
Okay, so Arena Death, we have to shatter the entire femur and kneecaps of all the members of 1,000 Foot Crutch and make them walk around in a circle around the inside of the arena until they keel over and die. But we'll have Mosh Pit Jesus in the center, taunting them with a crutch.
Made of glass.
Oh my gosh! The Crash, please. Did you make that up? Be honest. Did you? Is that really?
Yeah,
I did not make that up. I promise. Like I don't know.
Why were
like
you at their show?
No, they can't.
Hey! We've all been to bad shows out of the
Here's the
day.
thing. I went to a Christian school, and I got to see these guys before they broke, before they got big. They came to my school and performed at a chapel one day. Like what?
Rock
like
Fist and chapel.
No, this was like even before Rockfist. This was like in like the super early 2000s, maybe even the late 90s. Like they were like really, this is really early on. Okay. Yeah, so but yeah, they came to my school, and of course, they had this whole a lot of Christian bands, this is our testimony, they'll break out, now for a serious moment.
This is our testimony. This is our testimony. Have you ever woken up and your foot's asleep, but you don't know if Jesus can help you or not? Well, he's 1,000 foot away. What the heck?
Yeah, no, I swear to God, that was the line they gave at my high school. They may have changed it since then because it's really, really stupid, but
okay,
so cheesy.
That's so bad. We have to
swear
move
to
on.
God.
Okay, that was worth spending a little more time on, though. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Grillmore. Firstly, hi guys. Hi Grillmore. Secondly, Anthrax. We'll keep this,
nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
keep it short. We got to keep these a little bit, 30 seconds to each person. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I'll start. Even though Joey Belladonna was not always a frequent with them, it was, Scott was the one that took the band by the horns and made sure they survived, and they're still pumping out great stuff. Whether you want to go all the way back to It's a Madhouse and the heyday of the 80s and the early thrash, all the way up until now, For All Kings, which was actually pretty good, they could still play live, too. They have a great live show. Okay, so, Mark, why Anthrax? Thumbs up. Why?
They'll be nobody's favorite of the four, but they've never been the worst of the four at any point of their careers, which I can stick by that. Like, they're not quite as consistent as Slayer was, but you know what? Slayer has sharper low points, I think, than Anthrax does. And
Agreed.
I appreciate that Anthrax has a sense of humor.
They do.
Yeah.
For sure.
They do.
Yeah.
They enjoy what they do.
Yeah. And that matters to me with thrash music, because at the same time, thrash can get really fucking tedious if you don't have a sense of humor.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
John, why does Anthrax get the thumbs up?
I don't listen to a ton of metal, and most of my viewers watching probably know that. But what I do know, I had a friend that was super into metal, like in middle and high school. So obviously, I was introduced to the Big Four, and Anthrax and Metallica were the ones I had the most exposure to. I love so many of the songs that I heard, and it's just one of those bands where I can go back, revisit it, and I don't know their discography extensively and that well, but what I do know, I really do enjoy.
Gotcha. Crash. Pretty quickly, why does Anthrax get the thumbs up?
Because, man, Anthrax, out of the Big Four, I'd say they're just so underrated. They were one of the few thrash bands that held on to the punk sensibilities of thrash, just intense tempos, intense, fast, lightning speed. They never really let off the gas throughout most of their career, I'd say. And like Mark said, they have a much more consistent. They've had their hills and valleys too, but they're a lot more leveled out than the Metallicas and the Megadeths out there.
And they had bigger changes in their lineup too, and they still stayed more
Yeah.
consistent,
Did.
which is an interesting thing. I think that's hard to do, but they actually proved it was possible. Okay, so I figured they would get the thumbs up from everybody, but still worth pointing out. Next, Rita. Greetings from Scotland. Hey, thank you for being up
Rita.
so late. We really appreciate that. Thoughts on Rammstein? Rammstein. Okay.
I don't have an opinion on this.
Fair enough. If you don't have an opinion on
okay.
it, that's fine. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
As vulgar as they may be, they are creative and they know how to make music. So Crash, Rammstein, very quickly.
Well, no, but like we said about Anthrax, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They're good, but they're goofy almost to a point of absurdity or downright parody, but it's still fun. They still know their way around a hook. They know how to get the crowd chanting, for that sort of proto-European industrial sort of thing. Yeah, man, they deliver. Okay. You sure as hell get what is advertised on the tin. They do a great job with it too. It's fun. Rammstein concerts are always a blast. So hell yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
I have been to so many goth clubs and metal clubs that use Rammstein, and you will have everybody on the floor dancing.
No, dude,
I don't really know how you can otherwise quote them beyond that. Sure, they're not the most intelligent band. They wouldn't say they were, but industrial's arguably not an incredibly deep genre in that territory either. There have been exceptions. Don't at me on this, but Rammstein, they're fun for what they are. They're a lot of fun.
Perfect. Okay, John, we're going to want your opinion on this one for sure, too, because I know this is opinion you and Crash have talked about many times. Austination TV, feelings on Paramore.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own opinion on this. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa! Mark.
Okay, well, Crash.
Okay, you gotta start. Well,
Let's give Mark
I made a big deal out of it.
to let Mark discuss what he says.
I don't know if I can hear this. My heart can't take it.
Mark, why do
But
you
no,
think
I am very interested to hear this.
I'm going to be watching like this the whole time.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. You know what? Like, every time I go in to listen to Paramore, I keep finding myself wishing that they were a better band. Because a lot of their early emo stuff I find is really underwritten, especially for mid to late 2000s emo. I found the third album to be really undercooked, really a lot more sliding towards pop. I have never been a fan of the self-titled record. Like, I get what it was trying to do, but I think the big problem is they don't work with a producer I like. Justin Mendel Johnson, he's fine for what he does, but he has this really rinky-dink indie pop quality to a lot of their songs that I feel is way more glitzy, that it should back up a lot of Hayley Williams' delivery. I don't think it complements her all that well. I get the appeal. I totally do, but man, they're not for me.
Okay. That's a very fair thing to say. No,
that's fair.
Before I let you two go, because I think you have stronger opinions of the pro, I've always been indifferent to Paramore as the years have gone on. When I first heard Paramore in the late 2000s, I loved it. I mean, I was rolling on the floor, writhing in love for this band. I thought this was going to be the next huge thing. Were they? They weren't the next huge thing. But even though I've fallen out of love with Paramore as the years have gone on, I still remember those emo days, the late 2000s, how much I loved it, how much I loved her voice, that raw energy. I thought there was so much more power in that than constant band member changes to the point where it's now Hayley Moore. And that happens. It's not the only band.
Yeah,
I still think...
That's also very fair, yeah.
I still think Paramore is more than worthy of getting the thumbs up over the thumbs down. So, okay, I know... Crash, we'll let you go. We got to keep these a little bit more. 30 seconds to each person.
Okay, yeah, yes.
And
all right.
I know John has 30 seconds worth too before we do not
promise
badmouth Mark. He is nice. Both of you have good opinions.
Of course.
Okay.
I'll go ahead.
Okay.
I'll go ahead.
Crash, go
real
ahead
quick
first.
because I keep this short. Mark, for one thing, I'll give you a big yes on one thing important. I would love to see this band work with a better producer because, man, the potential that is there, it's never been fully unlocked. So I feel like the right producer could step in there and really get everybody else on board with what they're doing. They just haven't found him yet. They don't want to move on from that one guy that they always seem to use. But, I agree with you there. But, man, to me, the songwriting has always been there. It's not, it's not Kierkegaard or anything. But, man, it's good for emo. It's good for pop. It's, it hits that raw emotional nerve that it needs to hit every time.
Compared to Ivan Moody, Paramore is Kierkegaard.
Yes. Yeah, precisely. So. And again, I got to give it to Hayley because that girl can.
She can.
Belt.
Oh my God. Get it out there. I mean, that's what got me in the late 2000s. That's what hooked me hard. So, yeah. John, what do you think about Paramore?
Well, in response to Mark, fucking amazing vocals. Yeah. Hayley Williams, absolutely, hands down, one of my favorite vocalists. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased because Paramore are in my top 3 in terms of favorite bands. I love every album that they've released, except for maybe their first album. I'm not huge on. I can agree that one's definitely underwritten.
Same here. Yeah.
A little underwritten there. I can say the same for parts of Riot, but overall, there still are songs that hold up extremely well from that. Brand New Eyes, one of the best albums of the late 2000s in my eyes. Yeah. Still something that I come back to very regularly. Self-Titled was fantastic, a totally different journey for them. And I don't think that the rotating band member thing can really be helped all that much. So I think that they've remained really, really consistent with what they do still have. And their newest record, After Laughter, was a direction change that I don't think a ton of people thought they could pull off. And they totally fucking nailed it, even won over the needle drop, which was surprising to me.
Yeah.
Same here, yeah.
That is an accomplishment. That, So, yes.
Hell yes.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, did I scroll up too far? Okay. Rita, Ailstorm. One of 2 good things to come from my hometown. Do you guys have an opinion on Ailstorm?
Yeah. Oh, I do.
Yeah, sure.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
With qualifications.
I'm kind of in that same boat with you, Mark.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, let's very briefly. They won me over at Warped Tour last year. when I saw them, and then I got the album.
Yeah,
I'm like, you know what? I get it. I love it. I can't stop laughing at this, and these guys are super talented with what they play. Even though they're taking it as a joke, it's supposed to be a joke, and I'm in on it, and I love it. So.
Yeah.
Effed with an Anchor is a little bit too campy and sing-songy for something so awful, but at the same time, there's so much good music on that album that I'm fine with it. So,
yeah.
John, Ailstorm, 30 seconds.
I can try to make it even shorter than that.
Okay, go ahead.
I think the Strange Case of was a really solid album, but other than that, I don't think they've fully capitalized on the potential that they have. Decent guitar playing overall, strong vocals from Lizzie Hale, but I'm not completely won over.
See.
Go ahead. Crash.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't. But yeah, I'm just gonna say, like, you get that. Like, they put on a hell of a live show. I've seen them live. Man, they deliver. Get that. Play that stuff into a nice nerdy ass mosh pit of people who are down with it. Man, they can. That's a hell of a scene to get into. So. Yeah, it's goofy, it's stupid, but it's a fun kind of stupid. So I can get down with it.
Okay, Mark?
It doesn't hurt anybody.
Right.
Strange Case of was fine, and my qualification is this. Lizzie Hale is incredible in and of herself.
Yeah.
She is the strongest member of that band, and I wish to God she had a band that could back her up effectively. And what pissed me off so much about Into the Wildlife, the production, Jay Joyce, stick with country music. You should not be producing in rock because you weren't good with Cage the Elephant and you weren't good here.
Album. That is a fact. That was a Nashville-rich album. Yeah. So
wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have to bring this up. Were we referring to Hailstorm or Ailstorm?
That's what I was going to say.
Hailstorm.
Oh my God!
See, that's the thing. It actually is Ailstorm. A-L-E. That's why I said F'd with an anchor. But then when you guys started talking about Hailstorm, I just went with it. So let me give my real quick thing about Hailstorm. H-A-L-E. I think Love Bites.
Sorry,
it's okay. I should have said it a little bit more. We'll go through both. You guys just did 3 of Hailstorm. Now I'll finish off Hailstorm. Thumbs up. So I like Hailstorm fine. Love Bites, and so do I. I think is one of the best hard rock songs and rock songs of 2012. Bar none.
Yes.
It is that high up there. That was their strongest album too, and it's leaving my mind what album that was. I didn't love
Strange Case of.
Was that it? Okay. See, I wasn't love Into the Wildlife, but they have a new album coming out this year, and this is much more hard rock from what I understand. This is not the sounds of the gospel and the Nashville, not soulful rock, not country rock, but it doesn't have that vibe. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, Ailstorm, the Pirates metal band. No opinion,
I do not
John?
know them.
Fair enough.
I
Mark,
don't know
do you know
them.
who they are?
I do. I've seen them live.
Okay.
They're a ton of fun.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah, see-
and that's what I said too. A ton of fun. They get it's a joke, and I'm in on the joke. Crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, I thought we were talking about Ailstorm.
Yeah,
when I was talking. Okay, yeah, I just didn't know if that was, my thoughts on Hailstorm, I guess, since we kind of did both. Fine, they just need something. Yeah, again, they just need to be a little bit less generic. Okay, there.
Fair enough. See, we got them both. Problem
There.
solved.
Bam. Two for the price
we're
of
good.
one.
Exactly.
That's-
The Riff Notebook. John, miss chatting with you, bud. You're too popular. Do you know who the Riff Notebook is?
I recognize the name from the comments.
Awesome. Well, he says hello. The Riff Notebook.
Hi, Riff Notebook.
Tesseract, my favorite band, and I got to contribute to their last album. Awesome. I like Tesseract. You guys know Tesseract?
Yeah,
Okay.
dude.
Thoughts?
Hell yeah.
We'll keep this. We got to wrap this
yeah.
up because I know you guys are busy. Okay, thumbs up, thumbs down only. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tesseract survives.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Ertmax XX, that's a name. Luke, thank you for your Days of the New video, one of the most underrated bands. Wish more people know them. I love Days of the New, post-grunge, late 90s. Do you guys know Days of the New?
Hell yes.
No, that's fine.
Oh,
okay.
dude, yeah.
Crash and I could probably write a book about how good they were. And I say were because the lead singer found meth. And oh boy, did it keep going downhill.
He really found meth.
Yeah.
He found meth in a big way.
He was even
actually,
on A&E Intervention in 2005.
Yeah.
That much
that
meth.
that was a sad episode.
And you like when you hear. Go ahead, Crash. Go ahead.
Well, no, super fun little trivia fact. I actually discovered your channel, Luke, back in the day because of your Days of the New. Yeah, one of my favorite albums, that Days of the New video you did on the Yellow album. Yeah, that's how I actually discovered your channel at first. Because nobody else talks about Days of the New. So I was like, oh my god, somebody else knows.
To give really brief, the lead singer, that album came out when he was 17. And he sounds like a 35-year-old, like Eddie Vedder type style. His band was opening for Metallica and Jerry Cantrell, and then he found meth.
Yeah.
Gone. Everything
and they're
gone. Yeah, so.
And they're all Hoosiers, too.
Indiana.
My state.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so. Grillmore.
Represent.
Code Orange. Winky Face. Code Orange. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Big.
For sure.
Yeah.
Big thumbs up to Code Orange. Heck yeah.
Big thumbs up.
Big thumbs up. Tanner Griffin, thank you all for y'all's awesome vids. What are y'all's thoughts on Ghost? Okay, really quick. I know we got to save some time.
Yeah.
Ghost.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
If you have ghosts, you have everything.
I get to see Ghost on Friday, and I get to shoot them with photography.
Jealous. Ooh, totally jealous, dude.
Super quick thoughts from anyone on Ghost? Anyone?
They won me over when I saw them open for Avenged Sevenfold in Atlanta in 2013, and I haven't looked back since.
Was that with Deftones? Because I saw that same tour.
Yes.
Yep, I saw that exact same show in Orlando. Yep. Awesome.
Wow. Yeah, great show. Great show.
That is a hell of a lineup, yeah.
Yeah, stacked all around.
Oh, yeah, Avenged, Deftones, and Ghost. Yeah, that's a great show. Yep. VLR Gospel 09, Congos for the Arena. Okay, then. I don't know if that's... Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Like
is that a band?
A lot. Congos.
Okay,
yeah,
Congos.
Like, Come With Me Now.
Yeah, I do remember the song. Okay, that's the only thing I know, so... I won't even do the countdown because I don't know them. I don't think, but I know that song.
Neither do I.
Mark, but yeah, Spectrum Pulse approved. Congos.
Okay.
Absolutely. Their last album made my year-end list and highly underrated. I think they deserve a lot more attention.
Gotcha.
Lunatic,
okay.
If I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. Racer.
Yeah, it was Egomaniac. That was a rule.
Oh, Egomaniac. Yeah.
Racer 24T. Architects. They are a metal band. Kind of metalcore style. I like them. They have good songs. I don't know much else about them.
Haven't heard enough to have much of an opinion personally.
I'm like here so far because I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice or Nietzsche. I'm sorry I can't pronounce names. I'll send a few. Pick whichever you want. La Dispute, Wings, Alkaline Trio, Audio Slave, plus 44. Wow, that's quite a list.
That's dude, that's cheating.
Yeah, and that's a lot of thumbs up too. La Dispute, Wings, Alkaline Trio, Audio Slave. Plus
Audio
44.
Slave.
Alkaline Trio?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
You got a great multi-genre festival starter.
Yeah.
Right there.
I would have more thumbs down than thumbs up there, but I get it. So.
Okay. Anything you're a strong thumbs down for?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
No one gets the bloody death that Five-Finger Death Punch and AJR got. Okay.
No.
Fair enough.
No.
Cunning Condor. Luke, if you like Mars Volta, you might like Battles. Has anyone else heard of Battles?
Yes.
I've heard
Battles
of them. I don't know the music. Okay, but I love Mars Volta.
Same, yeah.
Okay,
Battles are good.
Gotcha. Mr. Flipper Invader 782. Mark is the meanest, sorry but true, smiley face. Mark is not the meanest. Crash did a Breaking Benjamin impression, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, like...
Gotta say, I loved it, though.
You know, Mark has just been more generally mean. Just more generally kind of a nice, even sort of rage. I like the bands I've hated, I've gone pretty well off on. I'm sorry, I will not stand up for Breaking Benjamin.
Hey,
don't make me do the impression again.
Hey,
did anyone really stand up for them though?
Yeah, they're just there. Yeah. Okay. Rat Tail Tony, any thoughts on Pantera's early hair metal albums? I'm assuming this is before Anselmo came on board.
Yes. Yeah.
Not much. Their talent. You still hear the talent. You still hear those guitar licks, but that's about it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Any other? Yeah, okay. Andy Z, Frank Iero, and the Celebration Patience. Frank Iero, the Patience, My Chemical Romance guitarist. See, they won me over when I met them and saw them live. They actually very underrated for what they make.
I completely agree. Yeah. Really good live.
Yes. I hate to admit this, but I haven't gotten around to them.
They're worth checking out. They have an EP that came out last year. That one's worth checking out just to kind of whet your appetite. But it's really solid stuff.
Yeah.
Super nice guy too. Super nice guy, Frank Iero.
Cool. Also,
My Chemical Romance is never coming back, right? As much as we want it, we're all prepared that they're never coming back.
They're not coming back.
They're never
despite the million rumors that are going around on Reddit. No.
Yeah, that's just how it is, guys. Jacob Felger, thoughts on Theocracy? Crap, that's probably too underground. Thoughts on Dragon Force? Also, hi, Crash.
Oh, well, wait, who is that? Was that Rat Tail Tony?
Jacob Felger.
Oh, Jacob Felger. Oh, yeah, I know Jacob. Hey, Jacob, how goes it, man? Thanks for jumping in, man.
Any specific thoughts on Dragon Force? Go for it.
Underrated.
I agree. I mean, power speed
They
metal.
can't play it live. They can't play it live.
No, yeah, I was just about to say, it's don't pay for that live show.
I saw them at a festival, so yeah.
Yeah, don't go to that live show. But yeah, no, man, when in the studio, those albums are worth it. Yeah, those albums are totally worth it. Yeah. You can't help but see the talent on display with those albums.
And the hooks are great.
Yeah.
The hooks are really, really good. Yeah.
That's the music. That's the music you want to listen to at the gym and feel good about yourself, as opposed to like John said.
That's the pump you up music. Yeah. That's the raw energy.
Not when you're screaming at the dumbbell, shaking it to death, screaming about your ex-wife or something while you're trying to lift weights. Okay.
Yeah. The storytelling there was just immaculate.
The Riff Notebook. Y'all should do another one of these and include Cover Killer Nation. I've never spoken one word to Cover Killer Nation, so I don't know.
He's like a legend in the shadows.
Oh, okay.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He does his own thing. I don't think he's even collabed with like Anthony or anything like that. Like,
no,
gotcha.
No, nobody. Yeah. Nobody that I know of.
Chocolate Zeus. That is a YouTube name. Nice.
That is a beautiful name.
Thoughts on the following bands: Smash Mouth, Lit.
Dude, do you just want us to review the Shrek soundtrack? Is that what you want? Like,
was there more than one song on the Shrek soundtrack?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Lots of Smash Mouth songs.
I'll say it. I like Smash Mouth more than I probably should. So
they're harmless. Yeah. Harmless.
Yeah,
they're
harmless.
Fine.
Yeah. I got to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mark. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I didn't say anything.
That was me.
Okay.
John. Okay. Sorry.
No, I saw them live. Go ahead. I saw them live a few years ago with someone you guys probably know is Spin It Reviews from
I know the name,
YouTube. Yeah. We saw them live, and it was definitely kind of hilarious. But
I got the chance to see them live too at a free show. They were playing like a 4th of July festival here in Indy. And the thing is, they did a great job. They performed. The crowd was really into it. Everyone was throwing beach balls around, and the lead singer was high off his ass, but he was a blast. No, he was fun. It was fun. It was cool. Smash Mouth gets a pass in my book.
One quick thing: Walking on the Sun fucking rules.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
that was that was years before All Star. Also, so you got to take that for stride.
Yes.
Okay.
Not much else on the album rules, but I will give it to Walking on the Sun.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, for subject matter, I will keep this short, but Nietzsche says brand new. Music, going back, listening to it as itself, yes. Subject matter at hand, yeah, it's unfortunate and it does taint it a bit. And that's all I'm really going to go with saying about that. Yes.
It adds complexity to those songs, but it's not sure it's the complexity they want.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah,
it does taint some of the music.
Yeah, I certainly won't argue that Brand New deserves the accolades they've got, but it just sucks that there's an asterisk. I won't,
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jacob Felger, have any of you guys ever watched Agretsuko? I feel like it would sit well with you guys, mainly due to Death Metal Red Panda and Polk Hyena. I've never heard of this.
No, I've heard of it. It's a Netflix anime. It's it's about this cute little red panda, and she lives in an animal world. Everyone's an animal, and the thing is, it's just this cute little anime about she just works in an office and her boss really sucks. It's supposed to be like slice of life, oh, ain't this cute kind of thing. But the thing that she does to vent her stress, to sort of blow off steam, is to do karaoke to death metal. And like the show has these cutaways and interludes of cute little red panda character, but then when she goes death metal mode, it's like ah! And they hired a real metal singer to come in and do her death metal shouts, and she sings about how her boss is an asshole. And I just went full anime nerd there. I apologize.
That was a good description, though. That actually piqued my interest for it, so I might check it out.
But no, it's a fun, cute little show. The episodes are only like 10, 15 minutes a pop. It's worth looking up if you got a minute. It's on Netflix.
Gotcha.
It's fun.
Okay. Ertmax, Luke, thank you for your Days of the New video. One of the most underrated bands. Wish more people know them. Sending again. Haha. Thank you for 2 super chats for the same thing. Thank you.
Dude, what'd I tell you?
Nitro edits. No effects.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thumbs up.
Especially that last album of theirs was way better than it had any right to be, too.
Agreed,
yeah.
I didn't even hear it. Interesting.
I never got around to that one.
Yeah, I didn't either.
It was good.
Interesting.
It was good. It made my top 20 last year, I believe.
Was it last year?
2016.
No, that was 2016. That was 2016. Okay. Yeah, my mistake. But yeah, no, really good.
It's the end of May already. Isn't that kind of weird?
That's really
weird.
Yeah.
That's very strange.
Okay. And ANOWICKI 23, AnnaWiki 23. I'm sorry for botching names. Seven Dust. Thumbs up for me.
Thumbs up for me
personal,
too.
But thumbs up for me.
I get where some thumbs down would come from, but yeah, thumbs up from me.
I don't know enough of them to have an opinion, so I'll be honest there.
Yeah,
fair enough.
That's fair.
Captain Henry Global, thoughts on screaming females?
Awesome.
Yeah, big thumbs up. Big thumbs up here. Yeah.
No disagreements.
They're hard to take on dates, but I mean, if she's cute, then I guess I'll go out with her. Get it? Stupid. That was my dad joke. Okay, but yes, thumbs up for sure. Okay.
See, there you go.
Brendan Best, thoughts on Cane Hill? They've only had 2 albums, but okay, I got a thumbs down. They only had 2 albums. I love the music. I used to hate the lyrics, but they've stepped up the lyrics, so I do give a thumbs up.
Yeah, agreed. Like, I would have probably said meh to thumbs down for their first album, but that second album, they turned around big time.
See, the music on the first album got me, and the second album was bigger. John, any reason why you say thumbs down?
I just found it hard to care about most of the songs on the new album. It was a Patreon request that I had, and I mean, I gave it like a 2.5 out of 5. I mean, I wasn't totally negative on it. They just haven't done it. Yeah, exactly. They didn't give me enough to make me want to go seek out more stuff from them, basically.
Gotcha.
Okay, and I would agree with John on that because I've heard it because I saw Crash's recommendation in one of those catch-up videos, and I basically listened through it, and I'm like, you know what? I see the appeal. This just isn't my genre, not my
fair enough.
See, that's fair. They are kind of they are a bit specific. They're a little niche. Yeah.
Gotcha. Saint Dane 05. Thanks for doing this. Can you guys do Against Me?
Oh.
Goddamn right I can do Against Me.
I'm sorry. What?
Just the entire band.
Okay, that sounded weirder than I meant it to. I apologize.
There's a lot of different directions we can take this, Crash.
Yeah, I know. I did not want to assume what you meant.
I particularly enjoy the music of Against Me.
Okay.
That is all.
As do I. As do all of us, I think, on this. There we go.
So good opening for Green Day when I saw them.
I wish I would have seen that show. That would have been great.
Yeah. Fantastic. Fan-fucking-tastic.
Mr. Retro Gaming Bard, thoughts on Rammstein? We already did Rammstein.
I already did Rammstein.
Thumbs up.
We're good.
Riddy PR, Block Party.
Ooh. Yep. From me.
Very unknown.
Album.
I have excluded myself on that one. I don't know much of anything about him.
Not hymns.
They went downhill. Silent Alarm was so good. Yes. And then it was just as much as I love Silent Alarm, to see what they became, that just breaks my heart.
Okay.
But Matt Tong's now in Algiers, so we can just move on with that.
See, yeah, that's still got some good, at least, out of that adjacent place. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Next,
I am one of the few people who actually will defend Weekend in the City, though.
Yeah,
But that's
I
a
like-
longer, that is
I like
a longer that is a longer conversation.
Yeah,
than we need
I
to keep.
agree. Yeah.
Okay.
Even Intimate like had some good stuff on it.
Yeah.
It's in the middle.
I love Zephyr. That's a great song.
Okay. Kohler Wilcox, thoughts on Linkin Park? Thumbs up.
I mean,
first of all.
yeah, of
Overall,
course,
yeah.
of course.
Overall,
overall,
yes. No, not everything
Yeah.
they'd hit is not out of the park.
Yeah,
Mark and I have had
overall,
disagreements
of
on
course.
on A Thousand Suns, and that's fine. But still, even if we disagree about one album or another album, I'd still say overall we all are on the same page that there are the positives.
Who was on which side of the fence with 1,000 Suns?
I did not like A Thousand Suns.
I did not.
I
like
love
A
1,000 Suns.
either.
I do too. I love
Okay,
1,000 Suns.
so it's a split. So A
That's
Thousand
a
Suns,
split.
the album does survive, but we have to scratch off a few tracks. That's its punishment.
I'm okay with
Okay.
that.
Okay,
Okay,
fair
I
enough.
can- I
Fair
can
enough.
definitely
fair
see
enough.
That's totally fair.
Fair enough. Okay.
That's what that album needs.
yeah.
Mr. Nelson 89, Helmet.
Huh?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, yeah.
Like, for their time.
That's like the
you know,
most
they
passive,
were-
like if we're in the arena, giving the judgment to these bands. All right, guys, go ahead. Get on,
they're
go
not-
on.
they're
I
a
like
hard
Paycheck.
band to get excited
Yeah.
about, but they had more than their fair share of solid stuff.
Oh,
They're
correct.
very mid-tier.
Very mid.
Mid-tier.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get mad if I'm hearing them.
there you go,
exactly.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
a good way to put it.
Sorry, I scrolled down too fast. I gotta find where it was. We're getting there. Okay, because I know which one's coming, and this is like the one I was happy to talk about. Cyber Ninja DX, Greta Van Fleet.
Yes.
After seeing
I-
them live, they won me over.
I don't know enough yet. I'm planning on doing a video on them, and I don't know enough yet
Okay.
in order to give an opinion.
Crash,
but
you're quiet, and your thumb's in the down position. Really? Okay.
oh,
Why
I
the
will
thumbs-
only say one. I will say one thing, and just one thing only.
Okay.
Please stop copying Led Zeppelin.
Ooh.
I just like,
He's
you know
right.
what? I see the talent is definitely there. The potential, gallons, buckets and buckets and buckets. I can see it. I see why everyone likes this band. I see why they get so much defense. Please do something outside of Zeppelin ripoffs,
Okay.
or else I'm just not that interested. Okay, that's just my hang up. Okay, but I think this band will do really, really good things, and they are really gonna impress us one day.
Yeah.
But man, I just did not like that first album. I would have rather
EP,
just
yeah.
listened to Styx,
Black
or
Smoke,
like
Black Smoke
Styx
Rise in
album.
the EP, yeah. Mark,
Yes,
go ahead.
yeah.
But counterpoint to that, given how much Zeppelin themselves stole, doesn't it kind of have a certain amount of catharsis that Greta Van Fleet's doing the same thing?
Is
You
this
make
the
a
Scientology
very
argument? Like
valid
it's just the
point
same band
there.
being reincarnated doing the same thing over and over again? See, they won me over
I
the
mean,
live
that's fair.
performance. Their live performance, they actually just like, okay, these guys
Okay.
sold me. And their first full album comes out at the end of this summer, I think. Or beginning of next
I'm
summer.
going to cover it, so.
Yeah,
Cool.
10,
Yeah, I will
10
too.
like they already
I'll be
said,
pick-
10 new songs. So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
could be the make or
I'll be
break for a
picking
lot
that
of
up
people.
too.
Yeah,
I'll certainly be giving it a chance.
yeah.
But please don't be a little bit more original. That's all I ask. All I ask.
They're not breaking Benjamin to you.
They're not breaking Benjamin. No.
Fair
not
enough.
yet.
Yeah.
That's true. That's how Breaking Benjamin started. Also, Breaking Benjamin had
Yeah.
that strong start. So
Yeah. So
I don't hate Breaking Benjamin. I shouldn't say that. The Riff Notebook. I hope you guys will all check out Catatonia and The Contortionist. If you haven't, they're both super underrated, and I think you all will love them. I like The Contortionist.
I like the Contortionist. Yeah, they're another band from indie actually, specifically. So yeah, the Contortionist very good. Very good. stuff.
Catatonia frustrates me so much.
Yeah, not as much familiar with Catatonia. So
Yeah, it's same here. Not as
Okay.
yeah.
Drew Ferro, Def Havana.
Awesome.
Oh
I
yeah.
like 'em. I wasn't crazy about
Yeah.
this most recent album, but at the same time, I really like the sound.
I love
I
their most
lo-
recent album. It made my
So did
year-end
I.
list.
Yeah,
Same here. Yeah, that's to say that was
Yeah, I liked
really
it.
really.
I didn't love it, but I liked it. So yeah, $2. Message redacted. No name.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you, anonymous
Thanks.
ghost
Thank you.
YouTube thing. Kyle Rooze, Motionless in Whites. We already talked about Motionless in Whites. I think it got the thumbs down. Did we decide how Motionless in White died? I don't think we did. How
No,
does
we didn't,
Motionless in
actually.
White die in the arena?
torn to shreds by emo children in Hot Topic.
That's fair.
Okay, why would the emo children tear them to shreds though? We have to like hide something in one of their band's pants pockets or something.
Angsty lyrics.
Now,
In the pocket of one of the band members of Motionless in White is the original recording of Gerard Way's first demo tape back from the late 90s.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
See, I was gonna say feed them to the emo crowd, let them shred them up, and then compress them so they can be remarketed into more MCR merch.
Fair enough. Father Emeritus, Trivium.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah,
definitely.
solid.
Honestly, I haven't heard enough that I can make a statement on it, so I'll pass.
I was
Fair.
starting
That's
to
fair.
wean off of Trivium over the last few years until this recent album last year, The Sin in the Sentence.
Sin in the Sentences.
They completely brought me back in like that.
Yep.
That was
tough.
how a lot of people were feeling about Trivium, but yeah, Sin in the Sentence.
Yeah, they really blew it away. Like they came back in full force.
Hell yes.
So
Definitely.
Red Vince, Disturbed.
You know what?
The thumbs down from John.
No.
Thumbs up,
Nope.
thumbs down.
I know where those come from, but I'll give them the thumbs up.
Okay, I'll just barely say thumbs up, and I'll say why. Because they do have they do have talent, even though so much of their sound is similar. There are gems on their albums that never get played because the radio keeps playing the same sounding song.
Yeah, agreed. That's
It's above
my
Breaking
opinion.
Benjamin because Breaking Benjamin has the same style over and over again. Disturbed does try to vary away from that. It's just never touched.
Yeah, exactly. They're a
So-
band where their deep cuts are way, way better than most of their single work. Like,
John, you gave the big thumbs down. Why the big thumbs down for Disturbed?
You know, David Draymond is just fine in terms of like a vocalist and that sort of thing. And with many of these bands, like going back to even Bon Jovi, I appreciate the talent that's there, but just because the talent is there doesn't mean that it's capitalized upon. And
Fair enough.
I just don't.
yeah, that's totally fair. That's a totally fair thing to say about Disturbed. In all honesty, yeah.
And Mark, anything about Disturbed you want to throw in?
No, I don't have anything to say about this band.
No, they're dead.
You know
to
what?
me.
It's part of it is my lack of familiarity. I will freely admit that, but at the same time, I just don't care.
Okay,
Yeah.
that happens.
You know,
That happens for me
I
too,
can
so,
I can understand anyone listening to
yeah.
and then wanting to say, "Nope, not for me."
No,
I get that.
I don't
get
mind
that.
Down with the Sickness. It's
Yeah,
the other stuff I've heard outside of it I haven't liked.
I still like that song.
Fair enough. Okay.
That's fair. Yeah.
Gamer Vic 94 Churches with the V.
Awesome.
I say 100%
Hell yes.
thumbs up.
Hell yes.
Although,
Love.
caveat, if they make the same album for a third time, I will have issues.
I've heard
Yeah.
the newest song is the slower one, not that just came on Sirius
My
XM.
Enemy?
I think that's it. Yeah. See, I liked
Yeah.
it fine, but admittedly,
Yeah.
it could be a lead into, what was it? What the desert taught you? What the night taught? What was the name of that album? The first one.
The Bones.
The
Oh,
Bones
What
of
You Believe.
What You Leave. There you go. I was thinking of something else, but yeah. The one with Gun, which was what hooked me big time.
Gun is so good.
Gun is really
Mother
good.
Mother We Share is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Racer 24T, Bleeding Through. If not, how about Mushroom Head? I don't have
I don't
an
have
opinion
opinion
either way.
Can we pass?
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
I don't
I'd
have an
rather
opinion either way.
find out.
Sorry, I have nothing either pro or con. Justin French, Blue October.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah.
Thumbs
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
I just saw them
Yeah,
live for the
definitely.
first time this past weekend. Not this weekend, but the week
good
before.
stuff.
Loved it.
Really good
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
I also saw
absolutely.
them live and honestly was not impressed.
Really?
But it may have been because I was at a festival when I saw them, and they were with Airborne Toxic Event, and I may have gotten the two of them confused.
Oh.
Ouch.
Okay, then.
Airborne Toxic Event are very, very dope.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was a bad. It was probably my fault at that festival. I will freely admit that. But Blue October has just never really gripped me.
Okay.
I got to be honest there.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't have any of their albums myself, but what I've heard I liked, and when I saw them live, I really enjoyed it. So,
Yeah.
I would say Foiled is an absolute must. Give that
Yes.
one another spin.
Hell yes.
If that doesn't win you over, okay, I get it. That's fine. But oh man, Foiled. Oh, that album. Oh,
That wrecked me in my teenage years.
same here, dude.
nice. Cunning Condor, Slint. If you don't know them, look up Spiderland. Do you guys know Slint?
I do. Slint's awesome.
Awesome. Okay,
don't
I don't know him. So, Mark,
Yeah, it doesn't
you got
ring
the
a bell.
approval for him. So,
Okay.
awesome. Slint, Spiderland. Okay. Tyler Freshcorn, yay or nay on Il Nino? Il Nino.
I'll
I've heard minimal about it, but from what I've heard, I couldn't care less. So if I had to say, I'd
Yes,
say thumbs
yeah.
down. Yeah.
I'd say thumbs down too. Just like I've never seen what the fuss was about with El Nino. Just they've they're just a very dull, very boilerplate, very 2000s as hell new metal group.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
I'd like to say, they're a little bit different, but they're really not. Really not.
Well said. Well said. Cunning Condor, Eat the Elephant is polarizing fans for dumb reasons. And that's the comment. So for a Perfect Circle's new album, Eat the Elephant, I really enjoyed it. However, it's not my favorite. It's number 3 on the list of their albums, and there are songs I do skip. However, the songs I do love, I love.
Yes. I was a little warmer to that album than most. Just I wouldn't say there are songs I skip on that. I really enjoy it. I would still say it's like 3rd in the ranking, but again, we're dealing with like 199, 98 kind of situation here in my book. But I understand why people have problems with it. It's different. It's such a weird slant for them to take, but dude, they didn't lose me. I thought the stuff they did was really bold and interesting in my book,
John, I know you did a review on it. Mark, what did you think before we go to John's?
I haven't actually heard it yet. I've heard pieces of it because it's on my schedule. I just haven't had a chance to get to it.
Gotcha. John, what did you think? Like, just thoughts on it. Eat the Elephant, really quick.
Easily more inclined to their first two. 13th Step is fucking fantastic. Yeah. One of my favorite, probably my favorite album from them. Eat the Elephant, though. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I think you gave it a 7, didn't you, Luke?
I gave it an 8. Around the same. So I actually gave it an 8, but
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I really like the songs that I like. By and Down the River. Yeah. Some of the singles I thought were really great.
So Long and Thanks for All the Fish I loved. So
yes. Oh. Just very. That one was just so sarcastic. I really liked.
Yeah, anything that's gonna reference Douglas Adams that directly is just gonna win a special place in my heart.
Okay. We got a couple that we've already done. Grillmore, Trivium. We already did Trivium.
Yep,
already did.
Awesome. Air Shots 22. The Offspring. We already did The Offspring. Both bands survived. Branham 25. Hello, gentlemen. I heard you guys like Amur, right? 4 thumbs up.
Aren't you a cheeky kid?
So how does Amur die? That we need to discuss this.
Beaten to death by all the members who left.
Is there just a line like in the movie Airplane? Like they're all just waiting in line to slap the woman? Oh my gosh. Okay, also, before we keep going, Amur is currently on tour with King 810, so get your tickets if that's the show you want to see. I just sapped 3 men's energy all at the same time by bringing that up.
Just that sentence alone shaved a week off my life. Ugh.
Can you imagine the stench coming out of those concert venues after that night?
That is some bro stank.
Some dates will have exclusive acoustic openings by Ivan Moody. So if you're fortunate enough to get in on the Detroit or the Kansas City dates, get your tickets now.
So instead of him screaming and groaning, he's actually just whispering quietly with the acoustic guitar. It's like,
and it feels like.
Oh, E-O-E-O. There's a demon inside.
Oh,
with a 1-string acoustic. Oh,
yeah. Cannot wait to hear Boots and Blood in acoustic form.
Ertmax XX. Thoughts on Tears for Fears? I know it's not rock or metal.
No, dude.
It's the same thing. It's like it's the same thing. It's like, okay, you go ahead, guys. You're fine.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to rule the world,
Dude,
everybody.
Yeah, man.
Everybody. So, I don't know. You guess it. That's the name of the YouTube channel. I don't know. You guess it. How do you feel about Stryper? 80s or 2010s? Okay. Stryper is Christian metal that went platinum in the 80s. That's all I really need to say. Now,
no, I can't do Stryper.
I give the thumbs down because the singer is the most over-the-top, flamboyant, wildly hammy metal vocalist you've ever heard in your life.
Yeah.
So
again, I've heard Johnny Tempest of Europe, and yeah,
they're still around though. They're still playing, if whatever. So.
Good for them. They have their audience, but
yeah. But
So it's-
I'd still say they're like Thousand Foot Crunch.
I was gonna say
they're a terrible argument.
So
for Christian
Striper
rock.
and Thousand Foot Crutch together on the same concert, sharing the message.
That could totally happen someday.
Uh,
That
It hasn't happened?
Yeah, right.
but how did Striper get their name then? I mean, if Thousand Foot Crutch has their name, what's Striper's name? Well, you see, Jesus one time wore a striped cloak, and he wore it on a Sunday. So why wouldn't we call ourselves Striper?
This might not be true, but I remember hearing it had something to do with Jesus getting whipped on the back, and that causing.
Oh, it would be that.
Okay, that may be hearsay. I can't validate that necessarily.
That's
we'll have
still
to
a better reason.
We have to go to Wikipedia to validate that.
That's still a better reason than Jesus having a 1,000-foot crutch.
1,000-foot crutch. Yeah. I'll take that over.
I would too. I would too.
No.
Crash.
Oh shit, we lost John.
John, you still there? There we go.
He's
You're
right
good, you're
here.
good. Okay.
Okay,
We're
there he
getting
is.
through this.
Okay,
We're getting through these pretty quick.
Oh yeah, we're getting close. We're
Yeah,
getting close.
Okay, Grillmore, Crash, I expect the BB impression if you ever talk about the new Breaking Benjamin album.
The thing is, I will have to do it in a catch-up before the year is out, so
We get to recreate the performance.
consider that a preview. That'll be. I've actually considered doing an "I hate this" song on Breaking Benjamin. So if that's a thing that happens,
Yeah.
you'll see more of that. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. So
It was unexpected, but I loved it. So, the Riff Notebook.
y'all are so cold.
Yeah.
Y'all are so cold.
Oh, Crash. Dang it.
I'm sorry.
The Riff Notebook. Gojira.
Awesome.
Oh,
Thumbs up.
ooh.
French metal.
Got the chance to see them live last year.
Yeah. So good.
Oof.
Yeah. Thumbs
So
up
good.
for sure.
So
Rat Tail Tony. Wasp. WASP.
Do not know.
Don't know.
I know
sorry.
the name. Unfamiliar though. Sorry.
nah, it's. I'll say this much. Google or look up the YouTube clip of Chris Holmes from the Decline of Western Civilization movie. That's worth watching. That's all I'll say about Wasp. That's all you really need to know about Wasp. Watch that clip and it'll tell you everything you need to know about Wasp.
Okay.
People in the chat will know exactly what I'm talking about. But
Mr. Flipper Invader 782. Singer of BB had a tongue piercing while recording the first two albums, which is why his voice sounds off. In my opinion, he can belt and growl very nicely.
Good for you. Actually, I don't mind Benjamin Burley, but no.
like,
Awesome.
did he have to leave it in for 2 albums? You schmuck! Come on.
Racer
No, I
2014.
would argue he still hasn't gotten much better. If I can't tell the difference between tongue piercing in and tongue piercing out, that says something.
Racer 24T, Knocked Loose. I know of them. I think they're fine. They're on the metal channels. So,
Yeah, I saw them. I saw part of their set at Warped Tour. I think last year.
I did too.
That's all I know.
yeah. Don't know a lot about them, but they're fine for what they are.
Yeah, same here.
Cunning Condor, Lit, My Own Worst Enemy. Lit.
Just my own worst enemy. I mean, sure, that's
Sure,
the
yeah,
decent
it
enough
is what it
for
is, yeah.
for what it is.
Right.
It's very of its time and
That
whatnot.
early
but hey,
2000s, yeah.
I don't mind it. Yeah, no.
The Riff Notebook, Dream Theater.
Awesome.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
For
agreed.
sure.
What I know.
E-
What I know.
Yeah.
thumbs
Even though
up.
people like to spread the rumor that I hate Dream Theater, it's not true. I dig
They
Dream
made a
Theater.
year-end list for you in 2016.
Yeah, I was
Yes,
gonna
they
say,
did. But well, in one of my reviews, I said they could get a little silly sometimes with their lyrics and
well, that's,
stuff.
yeah.
And
The
I
power
don't
of
know.
music will
Apparently,
save the future, so.
yeah, but I don't know. Apparently, that means I absolutely hate them and want Mike Portnoy to die or something. Because I don't know. Some people really came after me for saying that.
Okay, then.
So
Dream Theater can get silly, but at the same time, I will still stick up for Dream Theater for having more good records than bad records, and Images and Words
Yeah.
is fucking fantastic.
Yeah. I agree.
absolutely, 100% agree.
Viral Rack, Mr. Bungle?
Johnny.
Johnny, yeah, that's Johnny.
Yeah.
Say, I haven't heard a ton of Mr. Bungle,
neither.
and
I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
I don't either.
it's a Mike Patton side project.
Oh,
I do like
Yeah. It's I like it, but it's very experimental, super niche. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea by any means,
Gotcha.
but I like what I've heard.
That's the same with
generally.
Dead Cross, another one of Mike Patton's side things.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say Mr. Bungle is even more obtuse than Dead Cross. Like it's out there.
Gotcha.
It's pretty out there, but yeah.
Grillmore, Slipknot.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
That's fair. I mean, Slipknot
is a very refined, not refined. It's like a particular taste. Particular taste.
Yeah, a very exquisite taste.
Yes.
Pitchfork, that type of.
You have to have a refined palate to.
Well, Slipknot. I'm about to say Slipknot. You're either gonna from like the first handful of songs, you're either gonna love them or you're gonna hate them.
One side or the other, and I love Slipknot.
Yeah.
So, no.
Yep. Same here. I think one of my new patches on my jacket is actually a Slipknot patch. So yeah.
Mr. Retro Gaming Bard already did Rammstein, huh? How about Andrew WK?
I'll give a thumbs up.
I have to give a
thumbs up. But I didn't like the most recent album.
Really? See, I actually
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Exclude the most recent album. The rest of the stuff he's fine.
Yeah.
I like him in music.
Yeah. See, I actually did like him.
Nice
I actually did like the Andrew the most recent one, You're Not Alone. I actually did like some more of that than I probably should have, but at the same time, I'm biased because Andrew WK was the one growing up for me as a ridiculous high school kid trying to jam out to that for no reason. Yeah, so.
Again, it's goofy fun.
It is.
How can you can't really hate it? It's fun. It's fun and harmless. Nothing wrong with that.
H.A. Kaimi, excuse me, I can't pronounce names. Carcass.
I like Carcass.
I don't really know.
I do. I wouldn't say I'm an expert on Carcass, but I like what I've heard for sure.
I'm not an expert on Carcass. I hope someone just tuned in for that one sentence. Okay then.
I'm not an expert on carcasses, but
AnnaWiki23, Parkway Drive.
Ooh,
I give a thumbs up.
They were kind of for a while, but this is kind of spoiling something for one of my Patreon catch-ups. That new album,
big thumbs up. Me too.
Big thumbs up. Big thumbs up.
Haven't heard the new one yet.
Yeah.
Dude, it's worth a spin.
It stepped it up.
Totally worth
they
a spin.
stepped it up.
Go check that one out.
Those Aussies down under stepped it up for sure with the Void.
All I heard was more clean vocals. That's all I know. Is that right?
But
not completely.
It's well done.
Yeah,
it's
but
not completely. And what they do is well done and tasteful and well distributed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Campster98 the Great. Wow, that's a name. Not necessarily a big name, but how about Drake Bell's discography?
Not well versed in that.
Not me neither.
Me either.
Sorry.
Drake. The name is familiar though.
Yeah.
That's Drake and Josh. Yeah. Drake and Josh.
Oh,
he has his own album. Okay.
Oh, he does. Yeah, and it's not very well produced at all.
Okay then.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. I heard it once. I will not. No.
Okay.
You're telling me the actor behind The Sweet Life couldn't get a good producer? Come on, man. Where's that Nickelodeon? Where's all that Nickelodeon money going then?
Ask Josh Peck and why he keeps showing up on David Dobrik's vlogs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, it's just for fun. Not for...
Zaphod Beeblebrox. Crush 40.
I know who
no.
Crush 40 is. Have you guys ever heard a Sonic the Hedgehog soundtrack from like the late 2000s or so? Past Sonic Adventure 2 or Sonic Adventure 1, I guess.
No.
That's Crush 40. No, what it is, it's
What?
one of Sega. No, what it is literally one of Sega. Sega used to have an in-house band called the SST Band, and they were really, really good. A really interesting story behind them. But I believe one of their members left. Eventually the band just broke up after the 80s or so, and he teamed up with an American dude, and they did most of the Sonic the Hedgehog soundtracks, like the really metal ones, the really like crazy, generic, and goofy ones. But it's worth looking up for kind of the lull factor because some of their songs are really hilarious. But
unfortunately, we're running out of time. We're right at the 2-hour mark, so.
Okay.
We'll do this really quickly just to say thank you guys again so much for doing this, for being a part of this. I thought this was awesome. We got some good conversation.
Of course.
I really enjoyed this. I think everyone else did too. Hopefully we can do this again sometime. I think this is something that could warrant another episode of this if we want to do it that way sometime in the future.
Most definitely.
Okay, let's just do the round again. I'll finish up all the other why can't I remember the name?
Super chats?
Super chats.
chats.
Super chats on Twitter. If we didn't get to them this time, we just ran out of time. Thank you guys again. Really quickly, let's go around the horn one more time. Just like say who you are, say what your next big project is. Also, before you start, if you check out the YouTube card or the link in the description, you can check out all three of these men's channels. You can subscribe that way. So just click on the YouTube card or the link in the description for this video. Okay, so let's go around the horn. Crash, who are you? What's your channel? And what's your next thing coming out?
I am The Rock Critic. I am at The Rock Critic on YouTube, or Te Rock Critic and everything else. The was taken. I do rock reviews, the occasional game review, and the next thing I have coming out will likely be a review of the new Burn the Priest cover album, along with the new At the Gates. Is probably what I'm going to cover next in a little twofer. So, yeah. Say, guys, check it out if you got the chance.
Awesome.
Much appreciated.
John, go for it.
In terms of where you can find me, I'm at ARTV Reviews on most socials, or if you just search on YouTube ARTV or Beyond ARTV, that's where you can primarily find me. A lot of videos coming out. I'm about to be out of town for the next week or so. I'm going to a music festival in Boston, but I have some cool videos scheduled for while I'm out. I have a throwback review for an Arctic Monkeys album. I have a weekly series called 7 on Sunday, where I always release episodes Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. And I've got new episodes of my series Ranked, where I do discography rankings, and a new top 10 on the way very soon.
Awesome. Boston Calling?
Yes, Boston Calling, and then to the beach right after that.
Fair enough. Mark, go for it.
You can find me at Spectrum Pulse on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Tumblr, if you even go there. I actually do have a Tumblr. But beyond that, most of my stuff is coming up right next. It's off my schedule, so that changes pretty frequently. So it's going to be Parquet Quartz, Courtney Barnett, probably DJ Cozy, if I can get that review out the door. And then a lot of it's... I got the third round with Shawn Mendes coming up. And given what happened after the last review... You can only get teenage girls screaming at you on Instagram once or twice. So.
That'll be an interesting one.
Oh, I've had it many times.
Good to have goals. Good to have goals in life. Okay, thank you guys again. My name's Luke. I host Rocks. It's the channel you're watching right now if you're watching this video. Upcoming this weekend is a special video on who had the best voice in grunge. Of all the grunge bands in the early and mid-90s, who had the best voice out of all those bands and singers? That's going to be my next video. So that'll be
Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell.
Yeah, I was going to say
early guess.
Okay, that's right. I rank them and I narrow them down. So
look, it's either Chris Cornell or Lane Staley. So
okay, so fair enough. I'll give a little spoiler. It's not Kurt Cobain. I like Nirvana, but he is not the best voice in grunge. So a little bit of a spoiler, but I explained that in the video. Thank you guys again. I really appreciate it. Check it out. Everyone wave goodbye. And finally, while we're waving goodbye, Crash, can you sing So Cold for us by Breaking Benjamin?
Sure thing.